We are live. All right. What's up, nerds? It's me, Artosis, and with me here is other Artosis, and today we're Artosising.
It's been a minute since
Oh,
Artosis and
wait.
Artosis have
Yeah,
cast.
that's right. Wait a minute. Wait. Whose stream is this? Who are we?
I've lost all grip of personality.
We're on Artosis' stream here at StarCon in Seattle 2024.
And we got to figure out how I'm not getting. What was the setting to get the feedback? Because I'm hearing
So
myself.
hit the triple dots, advanced audio properties.
Advanced
You gotta
audio.
change that.
And then monitor off, monitor off, monitor off, monitor off. Close. We're good.
Okay, you don't want all that. Got it. All
Okay.
right. Anyway, we're here at StarCon 2024 in Seattle. I am Moletrap. This here's Diggity. Diggity's actually in charge, but I just started talking
Theoretically,
first.
we're waiting on Range to join. Ranged has
Um,
joined. We're
we
gonna
got a
wait.
little pre-show here for you. StarCon is a tournament happening tomorrow. It's a LAN here in Seattle on the beautiful University of Dub campus, as they like to say around here, I think. And this is like kind of a pre-show. We've got a little
Pro League going on.
pro league happening. We've got some impromptu teams, and we're gonna have a little team battle.
I'll be here for the first 5 games, and then after that, I'm going to try to save my voice. Occasionally, I will be apparently appearing in and out of the darkness, depending on what this camera wants to do.
Yeah, the camera's a little bit trying to make up its mind what's going on, but that's
Makes it a
okay.
little ghostly. And if you guys are rooting for, so we got Team Gypsy versus Team Striker. I believe Artosis is on Team Striker.
Okay.
We got a ready from ranged.
Hopefully someone that's involved with the tournament can be pasting some info in the chat about what's going on because we don't really know yet. It's a little bit. We've been spending the last hour trying to get the tech set up for this moment to happen, and we finally have. So here we go. All
All
right,
right, here we go.
we are ready. Yeah, it's been a minute since you and I have casted together.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Especially at a LAN. It's been like a decade since we casted a LAN together.
Yeah, it's at least been that. Upper left-hand corner, by the way, we got Artosis starting as the pink Terran. Bottom right-hand corner, we got ranged starting as the red Terran.
Red Protoss.
We know that audio's good. This is gonna be on Neo Dark Origin. Which when's the last time you even watched some StarCraft stuff? Are you up with
You're
the?
gonna have to carry me here a little bit,
I'm gonna have to
Diggity.
carry this.
So Diggity knows all these players, and he knows the map pool a lot better than I have. I have not been keeping up with the NA scene. I'm admitting right now. Like I said, this is Diggity's shows, but I'm just kind of here to help fill the spaces and say stupid things to make Diggity look good.
I am actually really
Snarfle plot.
Snarfle plot.
Ha!
I'm actually really excited about this particular match. You got Range in the bottom right-hand corner. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy. He is a very, very talented Protoss player. His game sense is absolutely phenomenal, and that is going to be very important in this era of
You could tell
PvP.
by his pylon
You can tell by
placement.
his pylon placement out on the corner. Artosis, you've seen it on his YouTube channel, and you've seen it out. There's kind of a shift in meta right now between Terran and Protoss. Upgrade Terran, which I'm just going to say is the equivalent of Gateway Man
Hmm.
for Terran. It's been their bread and butter for a long period of time. That is all of a sudden not as effective as it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Has anyone figured out how to deal with that yet, or is it still kind of in the process of shifting meta
that
kind
is
of a
what the
thing?
shift is. So, by the way, we were seeing a Gateway here on the low ground, and a Probe Scout immediately after Pylon to sneak into Artosis' base. Artosis grabbing that gas because it is a two-player map, so I think he picked this up. I'm trying to remember what program he picked this up from, but went ahead and tacked it on and is leaving it unbuilt so he can get the SCV
Prevent
back
the
to
gas
minerals.
steal. Yeah.
So to prevent the gas steal, it is a two-player map, so it would be a threat. And you can see the range was trying to sneak in to make that
Yeah.
happen.
If the Protoss can steal the gas, it's not the end of the world, but it just basically lets the Protoss set the tone and the pace for the at least the early game, and it's kind of like, all right, Protoss is in charge. Protoss is dictating what the Terran has to do. So Artosis is like, no, I'm my own man. I could do what I want. I can take my gas if I want to. And now he's going ahead, and now the barracks has started. He's actually put the SCV back on it to start. We'll continue
Looks like we do have a
putting that up.
cybernetics core rather than a single gate into expansion. Artosis making his SCV go across the map to get that scout. Probe trying to do some harassment in the midst of this. He does already have that second SCV trying to defend, but the SCV, as you can see, going along that lower side of the bunker, and so a second SCV being brought off the line. I'm wondering if this is tournament nerves or just the usual SCV frustration here for Artosis early. But it looks
He's
like
actually
that
miking his SCVs pretty well, I would say. Pulling them off, putting them back on gas when they weren't not being used for the probe. I think
Did
it's
see a
pretty good fend off of that harassment.
And I also kind of look, this is kind of indicative of Range's style. He will do adjustments and he will kind of glean things out and shift the build as he goes. He skipped that initial zealot, recognizing he wasn't going to get the gas steal, so went ahead and dropped the cybernetic sword behind it. I presume he's going to get that. Yeah, it looks like he's got that range queued up. Artosa sees it, but I believe he's just going straight into Dragoon as far as a follow up, and then
Why
he's going to go ahead
can't
and
we
drop.
see the range upgrade when you click on the cybernetics core to get? Wait a minute, this isn't a replay.
This is live.
Live from Seattle. It's Friday night.
And I got to say, I think this is the largest collection of talent we've had maybe ever, as far as North American talent in the U.S. Certainly since the World Cyber Games.
That would be the only time I could think of that I would be able to contest that, as some of the U.S. competitions for World Cyber Games had a lot of really high level players.
That probe is a
But
vicious
I
killer.
guess if you're talking about in terms of like just the sheer numbers, like WCG was like top eight or something like that. We got like 30 people up in this land center right now, and there's going to be I think more tomorrow. It's kind of crazy. It's pretty awesome to see some esports happening in real life in
Esports,
2024.
the capital E. Bunker being built. We do have four
Capital
Marines.
E.
Good old esports. The Dragoon is going to be able to
Uh-oh.
sneak in, get some damage done. These Marines should be able to push this back without too much trouble, especially with that Vulture alongside. And I
Yeah,
think Artosis is seeing that, especially with some initial damage he's got done, might press into this. It looks like he's going to keep the Marines back. I was wondering if he's going to split off a single Marine
does range
in the midst
finished
of
yet?
this. He's got a Vulture coming along that left-hand edge, Nexus building, and no front door blockade, so that Vulture might be able to sneak around. The Dragoon able to get an initial intercept, but I don't think it's going to be able to stop that Vulture from ending around and at least confirming that a natural expansion is constructed.
Yeah. Vulture's gonna go ahead and wrap around. He was kind of headed towards the bottom left area, but I'm double checking my own knowledge of this map. This is the map where you kind of have that little spot in the bottom left that if you can mine out the minerals, you can sneak through, but that's not been opened up yet, so that Vulture had nowhere to go. Had to loop back around, take a couple more Protoss Dragoon shots, so I don't think that Vulture's going to be too much of a threat. I think it's kind of like a cat and mouse thing. Well, that's not the right metaphor at all, but it's a back and forth logic thing where Artosis knows if he sends his Vulture in, there could be a Dragoon there, and it could just get killed off without doing damage. So he doesn't have to put the Dragoon there because he knows that Artosis knows that.
An interesting, so we are seeing a starport down right this second. We'll see if we have an armory to follow. We got a second factory being built. There was a flash build. So as far as the current meta, you had upgrade Terran. The thing that's really been disrupting upgrade Terran as of late is Protoss going for oftentimes one gate into a robotics facility. This time we're seeing two gate, and I wouldn't be shocked to see range go up to 3 or 4 gates to try to defend this, particularly because of the map architecture. It looks like
Mm.
Artosis kept that vulture back, by the way, because he wanted to make sure you got the mine complement on. A couple additional vultures making their way out, but is getting, it looks like, the second upgrade for the vultures and skimping on tanks here initially. And this is a variation on something that Flash did. It's not exactly what Flash did. Flash went for the double factory, double machine shop. This is a bit staggered, but what this does mean is Artosis is going to have a much lighter siege tank count at that natural expansion, and we'll see if that hurts him. One problem I have with this build is if you do have 2 gates or 3 gates and a standard Dragoon complement, I feel like this would be better on Apocalypse, another map where it isn't easier to herd the vultures away from the mine lines. What this does do, however, is this does force range to a little bit more of a defensive situation, and range does have an observatory coming up online in the meantime. But I'm wondering if
Where's
he's going
the?
to go for that Wraith. Yeah,
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I was like, we saw a starport there. I don't think he's quite far enough in his upgrades that need that starport yet. So I think we might see some air shenanigans happening. A wraith coming out, probably just to kind of keep that around. It's really handy to have a wraith in play. If a shuttle comes in with some reavers in your back door, it can be really difficult to deal with unless you have a single wraith, in which case it just targets down the shuttle, can't get close enough to drop reavers out or anything like that.
y-
Artos is playing with a little bit of a lack of knowledge. He doesn't know exactly what kind of tech ranged is going for behind this, so that might be the sort of a catch-all, get the Wraith out just to be safe against any kind of drops. And coming in with some vultures here on the left, it looks like Ranged has a few forces in the front to deal with this. Is it giving enough? Will he be able to do a run by? And he is going to sneak in here right in between the bases, just planting some mines maybe, and then heading on out and seeing what's going on rather than
we'll have
going
to
for an
check
attack.
range's mind discipline because sometimes you can sneak out there and not a move with the obs. It looks like that Nexus is going to be complete. We have a forge a second pylon. The These vultures are not going to take down that Nexus. It is going to take a minute for that observer to make its way back across. But this is the problem right here: is you can run into
Boop.
that line, end up losing a few units along the way. Looks like he's defended it, but here's the problem with the this build for me for the meta. I mean, it's a good rock paper scissors if you believe your opponent is going to just go one gate observer, or sorry, one gate robo and get a reaver out to go for harassment. But when you've done what range has done, and instead just gone for two gate and dragoon and some tech and piling on from there, what that means is you have a delayed siege tank count and a much smaller siege tank count at this stage of the match. That
Mm.
wraith and that
He's got
gas
3 right
investment
now.
is costly. So going up to, let's see if he goes up to 4 or 5 factories to follow this up. But in the meantime, Range has 3 bases. There's a Wraith that's basically not doing anything but scouting for Artosis right this second. And yeah, that'll provide some defense maybe against an Arbiter down the line, but and we do have a shuttle out, by the way.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it's not providing him any support right this second.
yeah, the Wraith is going to be really excellent against harassment, where there's a shuttle by itself with a couple Reavers or a Reaver and some other units inside of it. But in the middle of a big battle where the Reavers are kind of being held back and they're firing pot shots and they're being microed in a larger battle, the Wraith's not going to be able to get close enough to that shuttle on top of a ton of Dragoons to actually take it out. So it is a little bit of a waste. I think it's a good I like the move. I think it's cool to get that Wraith out because then it's kind of like, yeah, it is a little rock paper scissors, but then Artosis is like, all right, well, if he goes for, Reaver drops, I just kind of get a huge advantage automatically because then all of this tech into this Reaver drop is just kind of nullified. He still does already have the starport for later if he wants to get some drop ships, if he wants to get his upgrades, so it's not a huge loss. But you are right. I'm a little worried about Artosis' tank count at the moment. He's at 2 factories. Looks like he's at only a third,
Yeah,
maybe a fourth.
and as far as a lot of the vultures he's bled thus far, he really needed those vultures out on the field right now, creating the harassment right this second to keep the
Mm,
Dragoon force potentially back, because the observer already sees, I believe, the edge of that command center. And so he knows Artosis is going to try to grab a third, and he's only going to have, what, a handful of siege tanks to do it. And Range can potentially make his way up, either grab an expansion himself and contest, do either, or potentially
yeah.
both here, either contest the third or just make sure he stays a base ahead.
Yeah, if he knows that Artosis only has that many tanks, there's basically zero chance of Artosis moving out on the map right now. So he's like, you know what? I don't know if I can break that because siege tanks are pretty strong, but I'll just take a fourth, and that'll be 4 bases to 2. So Artosis, like you said, he probably can't move out for an attack, but he does have that command center floating. So his next move is going to have to be to try and push out a little bit into this middle space right here where that Reaver is. Try and take control of that area in order to land that third and kind of keep on par economically.
And this is cute.
And oh,
Range
look at
actually
these little
leaving the
oh,
Reavers on the low ground to go ahead and pop that turret as well. And that's going to slow Artosis down
siege
even
up.
further.
Is
He's
he within
sieging up.
range?
He does manage to get a hit. Now the
Ooh.
Wraith moving in. That's is away from the Dragoons. But the Dragoons are there and they're picking. Oh, man. This
Oh,
is the other problem with Wraith. They're absolute paper airplanes.
yeah. He pulled it back kind of in time, but it was just like he had exactly enough dragoons for one volley to just one shot that wraith. The tanks are sieged up now, so the Reavers are kind of hanging back. Can't get in quite close enough there, but little bit of a dicey moment here. Artosis does need to take control of that area pretty soon. Ranged already has his fourth base up and running. If Artosis doesn't get in there and get a third soon, he's gonna start falling pretty far behind. Right now, obviously Ranged with a little bit of a supply advantage, but if Artosis can take that third, get a couple more factories up. In fact, I think he does have more factories already in his main.
Yeah, I
Looking
think he
at the
went up to
minimap, is it
the
five
preemptive
now?
5 factory count, and he's going to go ahead and tack on a 6 in the midst of this. But you can see how late this third is in comparison. Also, that his upgrades are a lot slower than it would be because of that initial gas investment. So
Mm,
now you end up in a situation where you're basically just trying to hold territory, and you're already economically behind as Range is saturating this base. The one advantage, though, on Neo Dark Origin, and I kind of like at least testing this build out on Neo Dark Origin, is you can still shell up on these 3 bases pretty easily and just max out, just build your upgrades, force Protoss to come to you. You can see where this is, and basically eventually Range is going to have to press into Artosis at some point. So there is a kind of a recovery margin where, okay, the early game didn't work out for you. That's okay. Let's just sit back. We're going to remax. We're going to go ahead and get all of our upgrades, and eventually Range is going to have to come to him.
what are these Goliaths in response to? Is there some tech that he scanned in the main that Ranged has
So,
coming on, or is
so
it
I
just
didn't
for observers, do
I
you
didn't get to
think?
talk about that aspect of the meta. That's really that Reaver out in front delaying that army and doing
Mm,
kind of that prod. That's kind of what the standard meta has been, and that's why that +1. So usually when it's like the upgrade Terran versus you got the +1 upgrade Terran, uh, and that's like the initial timing. And usually the Reaver would be there interrupting and slowing that, which gives Protoss time to mount a response. Here, a little bit later, is still doing the same function, but the Goliaths out in front are basically to try to shove that, to either pick off that shuttle or push that shuttle back and keep it off the front. It's been kind of the standard response in the midst of it. In the
Mm,
meantime, Ranged, sitting on 4 bases, he's been macroing up. Looks like he has made is making his way to Templar Tech, has all sorts of gateways to work with. And actually, never mind, rather than going for Arbiter Tech, he's going to
mass
go for the mass
shuttles,
shuttle
mass B
response here.
shuttles. Those are cool. It's a cool way of doing things. I have been following things enough to notice that that's been kind of a new way of doing things like last what year or two or something like that, more towards mass shuttles, and it really works well. It's a pretty cool maneuver to do. They're so much quicker than arbiters, and yeah, ranged again, just like feeling like, well, you know what, attacking an entrenched Terran usually not a great idea, but expanding against an entrenched Terran usually a good idea. So he's gotten that fifth base up. Looks like he might try and sneak in the side here though. What is going on here? Oh, he's just gonna drop a single Zealot
Clear the
to try
mines,
and clear out
brilliant.
stuff on the side. One taking some shuttle shots. Artosis has to know this is here now, though, and he's going to have to bring forces back to deal with it. Looks like he's just going to send a little bit, not overcommitting to these three zealots, just a couple tanks to deal with it. Those zealots are taking out some good turrets, though. So if he can open up a hole, imagine an attack happening in the middle and four shuttles flying to the main with a bunch of zealots. But in the meantime, Artosis is coming into the back of Ranged's fourth base, killing off a lot of probes, taking out the cannon. It looks like Ranged has just said, well, I lost the real impact of this base. Just going to give it up. Let those units sit there. Those units are there instead of back defending the main. Four shuttles coming in. Worth of zealots, a few that have ranged by. Oh, a couple reavers in there as well. Looks like the reavers are going to dud on the SCVs, but how much damage can he do? He's going after the armory directly, which the reaver shots. Very, very strong move there. He's going to slow down the Terran upgrades. That is definitely going to fall down. Artosis is going to probably be able to clean this up, but it's going to take a little bit of time for him to clean that up. In the meantime, he's taken out that fourth base. If Artosis can swing up to the top right and take out that fifth also, he could put himself in a really good spot right now while this is distracted, assuming he doesn't lose too much, which he hasn't lost too much in his main yet. Yeah, the Reavers go down, the shuttles evacuate, very few losses in the main. Not a very effective attack there by range. Not that it wasn't a bad idea, but it didn't end up being a very effective. And Artosis pushing into the third at the same time here. Does he even know about the fifth base? Or I guess now the fourth base?
I think, yeah, you got to make a decision. Either go up to the fourth and respond there, or attack at the near side. It looks like range has to respond to this either way. He's going to go ahead and push into this and clear this out. One problem with having the shuttles like this is with an arbiter, you're kind of collecting you dedicate a large bunch. When you have a bunch of units in the shuttle and they're across the map, you can't just like cancel your recall. In the meantime, though, Artosis has closed the supply gap. He's got level 2 weapons, level 1 armor, very, very strong, and he's made to a critical point. He's gotten to the middle of the map, which oftentimes
Nice.
Protoss can lock his opponent.
Oh,
But wow, that
beautiful
Psy
storms
Storm.
on the clump tanks, though. Defense Matrix fending off some of that damage, and Artosis comes out ahead in supply and ahead in position with this battle in the middle. He's down to about 8 tanks, maybe 9. But that might be enough. He's taken the lead here, and a really, really good move by Artosis, taking advantage of that distraction in the third base to move out onto the map and winning that battle. Now, Range does have a pretty big bank here. If he can stall a little bit, remax a little bit faster than Artosis, if he can maybe somehow stop. Oh, here we go. This might be the deciding point in this game. Coming in with these shuttles to try and drop on top of the tanks, but the tanks aren't even sieged in the back, so they're able to fend off these Zealots decently well. D-Matrix tanks on the bridges are taking tons of hits without taking any damage, and the Dragoons are just melting under concentrated tank fire. Artosis has control of the bridges outside of ranged as natural base, and within firing range of that third. I think he's done it, Diggity. I think Artosis has taken control of this game. It's going to be really hard to see a way that Ranged can come back in this. He's already done the Hail Mary, the storm drops on the tanks, or the storming on the tanks, what have you. I'm not sure where he comes back from this.
Yeah, he's got a sizable supply gap, and you do not want to be in a supply gap versus a Terran. And this is a nice entrenched position right here. And you can see there's just a handful of unit that you got an A moved High Templar trying to move against those siege tanks. And this is a very critical
This
base
isn't
to hold right
StarCraft
now for
2.
ranged.
Templars can't A move.
In the meantime, the Zealots, a stream of Zealots trying to defend this. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough, and we do have reinforcing SEV. Yeah, there's GG from Rain.
GG.
So game one, I believe, goes to Team Striker here. We've got a fancy overlay thing in the background that I need to update and figure out who the new players are. You
So
guys get
move
to
it over
see
to
it
that
on
screen.
stream. We're going to move it out there so we hide
Professional
professional
casters,
casters right here,
ladies and
guys.
gentlemen, right here. If you are just joining us, this is Artosis' stream, but we got Diggity and Moletrap in the house. We've taken over. We've taken over the Artosis stream. Unless he wants to come over and kick me out of this chair.
Which he might in a second here.
There's no in-game audio the whole
There's no
game.
in-game audio.
We had it on the monitors though.
Hmm. I blame Sva for this. If you guys, yeah.
Oh yeah, audio output capture isn't working anymore.
So check this. Yeah, why is that not grabbing it? So hold on while we're doing a little bit of properties.
Properties.
Do we want to grab that?
No.
That's not it. Give
Why does
us
Artosis suddenly look much more younger and attractive? And he's got a little bit fluffier hair too.
I think they're talking about you.
No.
Okay, there.
Artosis is younger than me, I'm pretty sure.
That's weird that the audio died there. Okay, there. Do we have in-game audio now?
What did you change?
Which one it
It's
was?
probably too loud now, I bet.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know if this is too loud, chat.
Artosis not balding
Okay, we're gonna
anymore.
keep it here.
Except for
How
this.
how is the audio balance? Audio balance is good? It's fine? Okay. Let us know if in-game it's not the best.
First time chatter. What the F am I watching? That's some class right there. If you do know what if you do not know what you're watching, Artosis is over here in Seattle, in the state of Washington of the United States of America, and we got a LAN happening this weekend. Tomorrow's the LAN tournament. It's called StarCon, and this is kind of like the pre-show, doing a little fun team league, pro league style mini tournament today. A couple ad hoc teams that have been put together to battle each other in a pro league style. And that's what's happening. So to answer your question of what the F are you watching, that's what you're watching right now. I am Moletrap. This is Diggity.
Dan, are we doing best of
Artosis is
one?
over there talking with his other compatriots.
Are we doing best of one? Best of one for this? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, we're doing best of one.
now we're good.
Guys, it's pro league format, so we play 4 best of ones, and if it's tied 2-2, we go to ace match,
Okay.
and then we do a winners league.
Okay. Cool.
So
One of the gamers here is, I don't know who this guy is, but he's telling me what the format is.
Just a little bit too close.
Does anyone know who this man is who's telling me what to do? Why is he telling me what to do on Artosis' stream? What's the next map? I just messed up the camera. I want to check see if it's working. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
all right.
Jokes.
We got striker.
All right, waiting for the next group to get in here. So if you guys didn't hear, I don't know if it came over our microphone. This is Pro League format. So we're gonna have 4 best of ones, or I guess 3 best of ones theoretically.
5 best of ones.
No, it's 3 best of ones, and if it's not 3-0 victory.
7 best of ones.
No, it's 1v1, 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 and then if it's not 3-0, you go to a 4th game, and if it's tied 2-2, you go to an ace match. Like old school Pro League.
Okay. What about winners league?
This is not Winners League.
Do we have winners league after?
No, well, I don't know. You're in charge. So if you
I'm in
want...
charge. No, okay. So yeah, we're doing we got the pro league format just to let you guys know who the teams are initially. We're waiting
All
on
right.
Gypsy and Striker to be ready.
One person said the audio is perfect, so I'm gonna just trust their
We're gonna
judgment.
trust you guys on that. So we got the pro league best of 5. We got ranged. So we got
Oh yeah.
So ranged versus Artosis started. I have not updated the score as far as the overall teams, have I?
Yeah, you did.
No, I did. Okay. Team Gypsy versus Team Striker. So we actually have the team captains in this match on
Nice.
Citadel.
Correct.
Yeah, we're gonna do best of 5 here initially.
Yeah.
If we go to 5 games, we'll have the ace
Yeah.
match on
So
retro.
game 3 will be Raz versus Jaeyun. Game 4 would be Sugo versus Kaido. and the ace match. If you guys don't know, ace match is that the teams blindly pick an ace to go out to do the tiebreaker match, and then they go out into battle against an unknown opponent.
But yeah, so also the initial teams here while we're waiting for everybody to get ready in the background. It's Range, Gypsy, Raz, and Sugo on Team Gypsy. Artosis, Striker, Jayun, and Kaido on Team Striker. After this, we are going to have the Winners League. I'm going to drop off because I'm going to be casting all day tomorrow. After this initial
Yeah,
best of...
this is a bonus cast. Diggity came by to just like say hi to everyone, and he's like, I'm just gonna go see what the setup is, say hi to people, maybe chat with some people. And he showed up, and they're like, Diggity, you're here just in time. Go set up the casting booth right now. We're gonna do some stuff. You have to. And he was like, okay. And then Diggity was like, Mole Trap, sit here. And I was like, okay. So here I am. Yeah, give it a thumbs up to the land guy. Shout out to the land guy. Jason, helping us get everything set up.
Meantime, upper left-hand corner, we got Striker starting as the red, or sorry, red, I can't tell my colors now, blue Zerg. I swear I'm not colorblind. Bottom right-hand corner, we
There's
have
nothing wrong with
Gypsy
being
starting as
colorblind.
the red Terran. This is going to be epic, honestly, because this could be one of those late-game stage matchups from tomorrow. Both of these guys, so I will say, since there's such a weird variation happening right now, basically Terran versus Protoss is up in the air. The meta is all over the place, and I have found, this is maybe a little bit of bias, I have found that oftentimes ends up benefiting the third race. The third race is Striker. We got Striker here, we got Crossy, we have Kaido. Very, very strong contenders in that field. So I would not be shocked to see these guys play against one another very, very deep in tomorrow's tournament.
You're saying there's not very many Zergs in the tournament? Is that
No,
what you're
I'm
saying?
saying there's a lot of really good Zergs in the
Oh,
tournament.
okay.
But I could see the Zergs benefiting from there being a weird toss-up in the Terran versus Protoss matchup.
Okay.
But we'll see if that ends up being the case.
Yeah.
Gypsy, in the meantime, just heading up for that supply depot near that natural expansion. One thing I will say is Gypsy, a very, very strong player. I think this is his strongest matchup.
Interesting. Very excited to see what he can bring out here. Yeah, these are gonna be good. I mean, I don't even follow the NA scene that much, to be honest, but I've obviously seen these guys in other tournaments. And does Striker stream also? I know
Yeah.
Gypsy streams. Yeah.
Not as much, but
Okay.
here and there.
Groovy. And you know who else streams Brood War content?
Mole Trap.
This guy right here. Twitch.tv/DiggitySC.
Don't
DIGGITYSC.
Don't let chat know where I'm at.
So this is this land tournament that we're doing here.
Don't do it, chat.
but but Diggity's often doing other North American or foreigner tournaments on his channel, as well as some other
Yeah,
random
if you want to
content.
see Fighting Spirit Mania, which I'll let you guys look up the story on that tournament, I've been casting that on my own channel. I also want to give a shout out that Gypsy. So we have last StarCon champion in Jayun here, who's going to be defending his title, but Gypsy
Oh.
just took the Chatlan victory, and I think arguably right now solidified his position as the #1 North American player.
Wait, is that Command Center first?
That looks like it was a very fast command center and no barracks, so yes.
Command Center first, baby. Gypsy going out.
I'm wondering
Not
how much
going
of
out,
that
but-
is him knowing Striker and knowing that Striker on Citadel, one of these larger maps, was going to go for the more macro play. I actually think this is a smart
Yeah,
play.
it might be a good large map gamble kind of thing.
I think, yeah, that's a smart play all the way around. Citadel's huge. Citadel's a massive map, so opening this, it feels like you can open this, and it's maybe, I'm wondering if you can just straight up defend a 9 pool versus this. I wouldn't be shocked, given just the sheer size of it, but in the meantime, Striker,
maybe
able to see the corner of it.
Mm.
I think seeing that late barracks build is going to be able to confirm that, okay, yeah, it's command center first. They're going to go ahead and pull out. Another advantage here for Gypsy is this Overlord's going to be somewhat out of position initially. And it's also going to be coming from the northern corridor, so it's not going to have the best eyes unless it ventures into a bit of danger on these initial Marines. So Striker is going to need to dedicate some initial Zerglings towards the natural expansion to keep an eye on this initial barracks Marine count, because there are things Gypsy can pull, like kind of off-timing 6 Marine pushes across the map, where it's not going to get detected right now in this window unless those Zerglings are on the front.
I could be mistaken, but I believe he did a drone scout, so he might be aware of what's going on, even because I think he scouted with.
Well, he's got the
Overlord.
drone scout, but he doesn't know. There are options where you
Right,
just
yeah,
stop
yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, he's not gonna have a
stop
constant
producing or
monitor
double.
on
He's not
that.
going to have the constant monitor. In the meantime, we in fact do have a refinery up, by
Yeah.
the way, mining gas. Speaking of which, and we have an engineering bay dropping as well.
Hmm. Early marine upgrades, very likely. I like the Zerglings on the ramp there. Could be called a ramp. It's kind of a ramp-esque feature,
Yeah, it
but
feels like
basically stopping a scout from getting in. So Gypsy, he he didn't even scout. I mean, the thing is like, what's scouting gonna do when you command center first? You're gonna be, oh, this guy's ahead of me, and like you already know that because you're command center first. So there's not really used to scouting early when you're doing this kind of a build. So he hasn't, or he didn't. But now his scout to get in there late means he's not going to know what's going on. He's not going to have an SCV kind of snaking around inside of the base, finding out what's going on. So he's going to have a little bit of a mystery as far as what tech goes on until he does get the academy up, gets the comsat station up. But again, command center first. You're delaying that kind of stuff by a while. I don't think yeah, there's the academy just finishing up. So he's still a little distance away from a scan being possible to kind of figure out what tech is going on.
I have a feeling this is going to transition to a 5 racks from Gypsy. We'll see if we have an adjustment. In the meantime, we've got a 2.5 build here from Striker. He's got that spire constructed, second base interior to the natural expansion. He also has tacked on that second gas, so wants to have that nice dedication to gas units down the line. A brief pause for the comsat stations up. So we do have the 4 Zerglings near the front, but now we're seeing that barracks flood behind it.
It's going up to 3 already. We might even see some more here. Well, no, I'm sorry. There's the 4th, 3 in his main. There's the 5th. Yeah, very good call on that. And now, correct if I'm wrong, but 5 is not necessarily like an all-in thing off 2 command centers, right? If he had like 6 or 7 or something like that, he'd be like going for a huge thing. But this is just to kind of, he's got his economy ramped up. Now he's starting to get his military ramped up so he can survive. He's going to have mutas incoming, so he wants to make sure he has a lot of Marines out to be able to try and deal with that. Just get his production going to match the amount of money that's coming in.
So,
Nothing too crazy, but it looks like he's going to have turrets up in time.
yeah, there was a period in time where people felt that this was a direct counter against against the 3 hatch play. The reason for that is when you go the straight 2 hatch play and you're going for an earlier third base out expanding and you're going to try to use lurkers to try to defend it, something along those lines. You're trying to stave off and try to survive until you get that lurker tech up. When you go for the 2.5 hatch, you really need to establish some degree of map control so you can get that additional base up. You've got your hatchery inside your base, which means it's not at a gas-producing expansion. You need to move out in the map, make sure you get some map control. With the 5 racks pumping a lot of units very rapidly, and that +1 that comes online fairly rapidly, that means you're putting a lot of pressure on the Zerg very, very quickly, and it makes it a lot harder to just have the Zerglings and Mutalisks cycle around and collapse and kill that unit. So I think Striker recognizes the build and recognizes, okay, we got to get as much damage as possible before that +1 weapons kicks in.
Yeah, and Marine Range just finished, I believe, so he is going to be able to fight this off a little bit better. At first, he was kind of struggling to run around, try and catch up with those. It was a really close timing there. Gypsy had like 5 Marines in his main, and then a flock of mutas comes in, a little dicey, chased them around for a bit, but then, yeah, those barracks are now online. They're now producing. So, just a moment ago, he was at 5 Marines. Now he's got like 15, 20, something like that. So he's got a decent squad to come out and fight these Mutalisks. He's going to be able to stop Striker from doing as much harassment as he wanted to. Those mutas were in the back there. It looked like a dangerous spot, but Gypsy's macro's online, so it's going to push him out here. And Striker is falling back into the middle of the map here. He's not going to be able to put as much pressure on. So in total, I mean, Gypsy went command center first, got everything defenses up just in time. I don't think he lost a turret. He lost like 2 or 3 SCVs. I feel like Gypsy's in a really good spot in this
Yeah,
game.
Gypsy's in a fantastic spot. I do want to make a side comment back there that Striker got out of the base right as +1 weapons, which is just a testament to his timing. But right now he's got to go for really big dedication of Mutalisks, and he's got to do as much damage to these Marines as possible to keep Gypsy back away from this third. And the more Mutalisks he invests, that's the longer period of time before we start seeing the additional gas tech with the Queens, etc., etc. So he's got to get some value out of these Mutalisks, which means he needs to run up and start picking things off. And Gypsy right now with a solid defensive line. This is the magic count of 9, where taking down turrets becomes a lot easier and a lot faster. I'm also waiting to see if there's a +1 weapons upgrade in a few moments here.
I think it's 11, right?
For the Mutalisks. It looks like one of them got picked off. But right now, Striker's lost a lot of Mutalisks for free. His tech is somewhat delayed. It looks like he does have the Hydro Stem to get some lurkers up online, but Gypsy has a large enough control group where he can just start moving out on the map, and he's not worried about these Mutalisks backstabbing. And we have a few Hydralisks in place, but this is just really slowing a lot of things down.
I think that's the crucial base down there. You just pointed out from the bottom left base. I feel like Gypsy is in a really good spot to threaten that base, but he also kind of knows if he goes bottom left all in, leaves himself a little bit open. Can Striker get up defenses? Can he get those lurkers up in time to defend that bottom left base? But Gypsy's actually just ignoring it, moving straight across the map diagonal. You can see his reinforcements going that way as well. Zergling's coming in, poking, getting picked off. There are no defenses here, Diggity. It's just naked Mutalisks. Couple creep colonies morphing in. He's going to have to micro for his life to try and fend this off. Lurkers morphing in just in time. Can he save him? Scan goes off. He's forced to fall back. Tons of Marines get slaughtered by the first few spines. Wow, imagine being born and immediately succeeding in defending your entire hive cluster from imminent death. That was those lurkers come out 10 seconds later, and Gypsy wins this game. He still might though.
Yeah, Striker skipping the initial defenses, assuming that he was going to be able to control the map with the Mutalisks he had, especially with the +1 weapons upgrade, looking to cut off some reinforcements right here. Ooh, loses a Mutalisk for free, is trying to regroup. These are unmedic supported, and again, with this many Mutalisks, able to shred that pretty rapidly. And where Gypsy was in a pretty good position, that was actually a pretty decent shred that's buying him the time he needs. He's got, looks like he is going to be able to get that Nidus Canal down. He's got the 3 lurkers in position here. And this is why Striker's such a dangerous player. He's just an incredible player, very patient, has incredible Mutalisk micro. You saw the game sense with the pullout of the Mutalisks right in time. That being said, Gypsy not far. He's still very much in this match. He's still in a very, very strong position. We see the science vessels back here. Shortly going to be online, and once those science vessels are out in the field, the game changes completely, and we'll see if there's enough of a win. And the question is okay, are we going to see a second round of science vessels? Or are we going to see a dropship in between as well? This is a massive map, and drops are very, very strong.
Just laughing at the pinned
Don't look at
chat.
chat.
I should know better than to look at chat. That's like the #1 rule.
Never.
Of
You gotta
casting.
mute the
Never
stream,
look at
ignore it,
chat.
concentrate on the game.
I'm ignoring all of you nerds right now. You can't get around it with TTS either. Although
We have TTS muted, thank God.
You can still donate though. Still
You
give
can still
Artosis
donate
some
if you
money.
want, yeah.
Still support some esports.
We should just actually we should just let all of the TTS stack up and just let it play the entire night.
Please
as we
no.
wait for the next day.
No, just leave the stream
So
running.
people can just,
with,
they want to get their
with
TTS
Mario
in.
porn all night.
Yeah.
Some people need that. They need to get their fix. You know, that's how they. Anyway, a little bit of a drop coming in the back here. It's going to get swarmed pretty quickly. I don't think this is going to accomplish too much. The Zergling's doing a good surround. Scourge taking out one of the dropships. Actually, these Marines doing some good damage. Are they actually going to win?
Yep.
What are the upgrades on those Marines?
+1 weapon.
Do we have any Zergling upgrades right now?
Oh.
I mean, the medics were supporting, obviously. But he's
Striker
actually
in the
supply
red as
block
well.
too. Oof. Okay, well, Gypsy moving in here is going to start taking out gas drones as well. And Striker's only on 3 bases. So losing the gas on 1 base, possibly losing some tech. Losing that gas is really, really big deal. Just fighting with Zerglings right now. A couple lurkers coming in. He needed 1 lurker with that group of lings at the dropships. He didn't have it handy, so eventually this is going to get chased off. But while this is happening, more troops moving into the natural expansion. I'm sorry, no, they're being ferried across into the main. Well, there's some in the natural as well. So Gypsy hitting on all fronts here. It's going right after that Zerg Defiler Mound. It's going to take it out. Oh, no, it's gone. Oh! He switched targets. It's 26 hit points. Oh, my goodness. The Defiler Mound lives. And if it continues living, that is basically Striker's way back into this game is Defilers. Oh, he takes that. Okay. Now, he did get out a couple Defilers. He's got Consume upgraded. Can that 1 Defiler last long enough? I don't see vessels around here to irradiate that. So, if that Defiler lasts long enough and stays under its own swarms, it could maybe fend this off long enough. Look at this. He's even eating Overload. Oh, here comes the vessels. Here they come. Where are they going? Oh, yep, they're going to take
radiating
out
the few Defilers that are left. I think that's going to seal it right there.
That's going to seal it.
Gypsy did a fantastic job of, really what you need to do in this matchup is tax that Zerg gas once it gets to this stage. He really used that early game advantage. We didn't see, I don't even know that we have +1 armor just finishing. +1 armor is usually one of those hallmarks you want early as Zerg. When you have the 2.5 hatch, and we didn't see it here because there was just an over-dedication, not an over-dedication, there was a necessary dedication of Mutalisks at the early stages. It looks like this is going to get cleaned up. The Defiler Mound's gone. There's a handful of Lurkers out here, but I don't know if this is going to be enough, and Gypsy's firing on a lot of cylinders and is already going ahead and grabbing his 3rd.
He's being very relentless. This is a really strong play by Gypsy, not letting up the pressure. He realized he had a little bit of an advantage with those drops, going in for additional drops, not letting Striker recover. Now he has gotten another Defiler Mound up, so he's going to be able to get those out again. But a drop behind the natural is going to take out some more drones and force some stopped mining as well. And did he take out the Spire or something? We're not seeing many Scourge in the air to deal with these dropships and the Science. No, there's okay. There's the Scourge a little bit
Good
late.
timing on that. So held right there, unfortunately. So now there's the question. I'm actually shocked this fourth went up in the midst of all that. We have the Eraser Trick killing off the gas in particular there. We have Burrow that's been upgraded from Striker to try to provide some defense in between, but the Marines just walking in to this fourth base, so that's immediately going to get shut down. I don't think these lurkers are going to be able to encroach and push this back. Striker will be lucky to hold 3 bases right this second.
Where's the Defiler? He needs the Defiler on those right now, or they're just going to get, well, I mean, I guess they're going to get irradiated anyways. There's only 2 lurkers. He's got 4 vessels. I'm not sure exactly what the energy is like. Oh, maybe he's got 3 vessels. Skirmishing going on in the middle. I mean, that's the kind of thing I feel like Striker is behind here, and picking off stray units in the middle of the map are the way to get back into it. Picking off units that get baited into the lurker fire is another way to get back into it. But he's going to have to do a lot of little things to get back into it in order to actually get back into it. But like you mentioned, Gypsy up to 3 bases right now. It's 3 bases to 3. And Terran bases are better than Zerg bases.
Yeah, theoretically.
So Gypsy seems to be ahead in basically most respects that you could think about.
A little bit late on the +2 weapons. Should see that in a short moment. But yeah, you got 3 bases up. The thing to do for Zerg in this instance is just survive and try to hold on and try to make something happen. Looks like there was a nice plague drop, a lurker move forward, a redrop of that hatchery. But we have a big push of units now for Gypsy to the top left. We also have some firebats. And Ultralisk managed to sneak out here. I'm actually shocked Striker had the gas to get that Ultralisk out. I'm kind of maybe in between.
Well, I think the key is that the word you said didn't end with an S. There's just one Ultralisk.
Yeah, one Ultralisk.
So it's just, I mean, it can still be effective to get in there and soak up some damage. It does. I think he got the armor upgrade for the Ultralisks because it's at 3 armor. So it can soak up a lot of damage. But yeah, you're right. It's just survive. Just try and use OP defilers to get done what you can and not die, and hope that you can. Kind of have to manage a lot of different things as you're trying to manage the air, because if he has the science vessels, he can just kill your stuff. If you can manage the air, but then you have to guard your Scourge and you have to try and sneak them in, and you have to use everything. You just have to do a perfect dance of all different kinds of units to really fend this off. And it's possible when you have defilers, but it's very difficult, and especially difficult when you're 50 supply behind.
Yeah, the one advantage here is that the science vessel count isn't absolutely gigantic, but this is really a big strength for Gypsy, is going and getting good value out of the science vessels. And this is kind of clever. The Ultralisks escaping through that Nidus Canal and trying to mitigate the irradiates, but unfortunately it looks like there was some continuation drops in the bottom left. Ultralisk able to absorb that at the very least, though, so not going to get a lot out of it, but Gypsy's still expanding in the midst of this. One concern for Gypsy here is
too fat to get 9 minerals.
One concern for Gypsy here is even though he's attacking here in the upper left, if he's not able to breach here, he is ceding a degree of control in that bottom left-hand corner, which might let Striker start encroaching out onto the map.
Theoretically, yeah. It looks like he's cleaned up bottom left. In the meantime, though, Gypsy has gotten the 4th base up, so he's at least staying even economically, or actually probably ahead economically. His SCV count is probably going to be a little bit higher, but this is a nice little sneaky attack. Well, never mind. Gypsy's entire army is here, so he's going to get a few SCVs. This is, well, his entire army is going to take the day off, apparently, while the Zerglings kill a few more SCVs. There he goes, and cleans it up. But yeah, Gypsy just in really good position all around. The Ultralisks were able to clean things up for the most part down there in the bottom left, but
these poor medics.
They've just been left out there. But they're not a threat, so Striker's like, you know what? You guys can chill there. Just, fend for yourselves, set up a little colony, and
But now, yeah,
party.
This is how Zerg start turning around games. Exactly this is once you have the opening to start sneaking out and about, start throwing some chaotic, just start attacking, get some units out there, and that gives you some buffer time to get some gas stores to then start getting larger and larger amounts of units until we eventually, hopefully, are overwhelming. 4 gas Zerg at any point of the game is a big threat, and Striker doing a really good job of pushing back into this. Top right, getting caught there, a cancellation.
Yeah.
Keep in mind the main, it looks like Gypsy wisely leaving some resources there at the bottom right because he recognizes this is going to be a longer term match, throwing some battle cruisers bottom left, saying that properly, to go ahead and try to tax Striker's gas in the meantime.
Yeah, clever move here. Striker just spent a lot of gas on something. I'm not sure what it is. If it wasn't a bunch of Scourge, then these battle cruisers are going to completely shut this down. Throwing down a creep colony, he's like, oh, maybe I'll get a Spore. Try and fend this off a little bit. Now, of course, one Plague and like a couple Hydras can deal with this really well. Okay, he did make a lot of Scourge, but again, even a bunch of Scourge are pretty ineffective. Not ineffective, but inefficient maybe against battle cruisers. He's going to throw a bunch of Scourge on them. Only takes out one. The other one can still keep harassing. He's going to pull it away there at least. But again, Gypsy doing what I was mentioning earlier, which he was doing really well, attacking lots of different places, dropping here, battle cruisering there, etc.
Ooh.
Nope.
Got him.
Was that evacuation ship for the medics that were stranded? They never made it back. Battle cruiser did take one more Scourge hit, but you know, at one hit point or 500 still does the same amount of damage to the extractor. Muta's going to come in and clear it up. Interesting late game mutas. Those aren't the same mutas that were around earlier.
Those are the same mutas that were around earlier.
You just hit him in a corner for their whole game?
Yep, just kind of let them sit back and recover. So, yeah, whenever you can have a battle cruiser out there that's forcing Scourge or Hydralisks or anything that's not an Ultralisk or Defiler, that's a benefit. Striker stabilizing really, really well here. You've got some Ultralisks along that left-hand side. It looks like they were trying to sit and hide and regenerate. We do have that 9 o'clock base up. Striker looking to grab some territory. He's done a good job of creating some chaos in the map, and critically what that's done is while Gypsy did have those battle cruisers bottom left, he hasn't been dropping continuous irradiates and getting value. Ooh, man, whoa! So fantastic defense matrix last second. He does end up losing that vessel, but I think that ends up saving another two as a result.
It looks like some of these vessels took some plague at one point. There, at least one is low on hit points. If we can check all of them, maybe. Okay, just one's low on hit points. Never mind. But he's moving in. I don't think Strikers could be able to stop this base from going down. It looks like he is going to clean up those Marines. Nope, he's going to back out. Doesn't throw down a swarm. This one Ultra is left on its own and does eventually perish, but not before, well, at the same time as the base goes down. So I think, yeah, I mean, having that fifth gas up, having that fifth base up, a moment ago I was about to say, like, well, Strikers pulled the supply differential within 30s down to like 20 or 25 supply different, but it's shot up to 40 again since I was thinking that. And so, yeah, like you were saying, he's doing some good things to try and pull back into this game, but it's just not quite entirely working out for him. But I had written him off about 10 minutes ago. Honestly, yeah. I was like, he's dead here, but he's staying in it. He's doing what you said. He's surviving.
Yeah, hallmark of good Zerg is to stay in it and eventually find an advantage. The trick here, though, for Striker, though, he's got a gas that's potentially going to deplete at his main, and not that long afterwards, he's going to have a depleted gas at his natural expansion, and he's going to need a replacement for that. So it's very important that he establishes that 9 o'clock base. Gypsy, in the meantime, just needs to make sure he gets that keeps the science vessel count high, is able to continue to drop those irradiates, and is able to get an additional base. He's trying to float a command center top right. There are a couple Zerglings in between. I'm wondering if he's just going to throw yeah, he's got some fire bats already headed that direction alongside those SCV. But as long as he can keep smothering, keep dropping the irradiates, and make sure that the Defiler count and that Ultralisk count doesn't grow, he'll be in a good position. But right now, having a little bit of trouble doing so, having trouble finding targets to be able to hit. In the meantime, battle cruisers re-entering here bottom left. Going to try to shut down that gas, and it looks like they are successfully going to be able to do so. The Zerglings attacking that, they're going to get cleaned up that command center, but also Striker grabbing that 12 o'clock base in the midst of this.
One spell doing almost 1,000 damage. Pretty strong. It takes a while for the plague to work down, but those battle cruisers will get kind of cleaned up there eventually. A nice little attack here in the top right to take out this nascent base. The SCVs are forced to run. Command center lifting, and these Ultras with 5 armor now are going to be very strong, even against upgraded Marines. You know, Marines only go up to 3. Ultralists go up to 5, so they're going to be able to soak up a lot of damage at the highest upgrade level. Firebat's in here to help deal with the swarm, but most of the army is still Marines, so he's going to be forced to fall back here. He really needs to take out that 9 o'clock base and try and get top right, but Striker looks to be in charge of both those situations. He is going to clean up this attack. What kind of an army does Gypsy have? Oh, he never actually finished off those 2 battlecruisers, so they're doing a lot of damage over here.
Well, critically, I'm not sure if they're doing a massive amount of damage. What they're really doing is they're shutting down that extractor, which is huge, keeping that gas out of hands. But in the meantime, that upper right-hand base is out of Gypsy's hands. His main is mined out. His natural expansion's mined out. He's got some minerals here at the other 2 bases, but it's kind of 2 base versus soon to be 4, 5, 5. This main's going to mine out, but we'll still have well, never mind, not a lot at the natural expansion, so it'll be versus 4. But point being, that'll put Striker in a pretty good position. He's going to have a lot of gas to work with, potentially. So Gypsy needs to go out, take a lot. He's got a lot of territory to cover, and he needs to secure something additional for himself.
I will say, Gypsy has not been able to build up a huge super critical mass of vessels, partly because he's been making these battle cruisers, which are just going to come over here and just have a little bit of a feast. You know, it's like just coming over here, just picking up. There's nothing around to deal with them, so they're just going to come in here and kill all these drones. Okay, Plague. Oh, and that was a one hit point on that battle cruiser. But again, you know, 1 hit point still does the full damage. In any case, I was going to say the vessel count isn't super high, so there is the potential for a striker to maybe get, you know, if you get a bunch of Ultralisks and they can't irradiate them all and you can't kill them all off, and they're going to be doing good damage against the Marines, maybe you can overwhelm the Terran that way. But still, Gypsy looking. I mean, I hate to keep going back to it. It's not something you can always just look at and say, oh well, the supply count. The supply count doesn't tell the whole story, but Gypsy is still 50 supply ahead, and so
critically shutting down this gas. So the bottom right gas look like it's back up. Striker hasn't any. Wow, just 37 health left on it. Yeah. He hasn't resaturated that though, so he's denied this 9 o'clock gas. He's denied that gas in the bottom right hand corner. He's depleted.
Oh, he doesn't have
at
drones
his main.
On it.
He still looks like he's running on the extractor, the natural expansion. 12 o'clock base gas isn't capped, so you can see where that's starting to cut into his overall gas count. Fortunately. And also, as far as Gypsy Science Vessel count, he's utilizing about as many as he can churn out here. These Ultralists really feasting mid-map, but just kind of presenting themselves as a target as well.
This Terran army's just running for dear life, trying to find a good spot. Oh, a Plague on most of the vessels. That is going to be a juicy target. Where are those Mutalisks now? Or some Hydralisks, theoretically. They're not out yet, though. They still got a lot of Irradiates banked, though. Little bit of a push coming in here. I don't know if the lift was necessary. Well, maybe he doesn't have any other units there. No, he does have some units there to try and deal with this. Either way, running the SCVs out of the way to get them.
Striker is taking control here. Striker able to shut down that mineral only near base. So we got the 3 o'clock base that's mining. It does have double bunkers up, but you can see him swarming out on the map. There's the hero Mutalisk trying to find those science vessels in the meantime, but Gypsy going to call GG right there.
Wow.
Incredible play from Striker coming back in the midst of that. Like, there were multiple moments, particularly when the gas was down, where...
Oh my gosh.
But Striker, at just last second, once he got on the map, giving Gypsy all sorts of trouble. Now, keep this match in mind for tomorrow, because we could see a rematch of this, and depending on when these guys hit each other in the bracket, it could be absolutely huge. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See if we can sneak to the next one.
Yeah.
Scoreboard. Team Striker gets another win.
Very nice. Yeah, that was cool, man. Really crucial play for Striker. He was down, but not quite out. I thought he was out, to be honest, but then held on long enough. And I think crucially, didn't just hold on, but kept track of making sure that Gypsy didn't get too huge also. Going after that top right base was crucial. Stopping him from getting that extra base was...
Citizen as the map?
Was pretty
How did I miss
there.
that? Did you catch that, chat? Did you catch that the map was Citizen? Did you? Did someone in chat say that? I don't think you noticed.
Citadel? What? What are you talking
about?
Yeah,
the map was Citadel. I put it in as Citizen.
No, it's supposed to be Radial for the next one. Or what is it?
No, now it's Radion. I just had it misspelled previously.
Okay.
But chat didn't call me out on it, so it's their fault. Dang it, chat.
You need to learn to spell correct.
Come on, chat. Where are you at on this? You're supposed to be there, pointing out every...
You're supposed to be not looking at chat,
What's up, Esky, by the way? Oh, you're right. I'm supposed to be not looking at chat. I also write Stiker. Okay, someone did catch me on it. So, extra large, bad dragon. Caught on. Do we have this spelled right at least on the overlay?
Top versus bottom is spelled correctly.
Okay.
Well done.
Guys ready? All right, here we go. I'm actually really excited about this match. So Raz and Jaeun, if you do not know, are top 2 Protoss in North America. Raz is one of those guys where if he so how do I put this? If everybody else plays poorly and Raz plays average, Raz will win the tournament tomorrow. That's how we'll put that. He's kind of like that bar where you have
Wait,
you
what?
if everybody else
If everyone
plays
plays poorly, he'll
if
win.
if everybody plays poorly and Raz plays average, he will win. Does
Okay.
that make sense? He's like the bar that you're gonna.
All right, I'm gonna enter the tournament
So
tomorrow, and if everyone plays like garbage except for me, I will win.
yes, uh, yeah, you can bet on it. By the way, bottom right hand corner we got Jayun starting as the yellow Protoss. Bottom left hand corner, Raz starting as the green Protoss. Raz always puts himself in positions to win.
Okay.
Uh, One problem he can have in the later stages, in kind of the mid to late game, is oftentimes he'll have trouble closing. But oftentimes he will go very, very deep in tournaments and perform extremely well. So,
Apparently, we've got Discord notifications coming through the.
are you gonna kill the Discord notifications?
Uh,
You're gonna have to. So give us a second, guys, while we close Discord.
can we mute? Where's Discord?
So Discord's right here. Hopefully we don't have any.
Let's just do that.
Does that do it?
I don't
Okay.
know. We'll find out.
Get back to the game in the meantime. Gateway bottom left. Nope, does not do it. We'll kill it in between here. Gateway opener, both corners. Let's see the scouting pattern. This is such a gigantic map. Now it's really annoying me. Hold on, everybody.
What's
Sorry
happening?
about this. I'm getting out of Discord because this is driving me crazy. Log out. Yes.
We'll
Go
copy
away.
paste the bracket first. Nope.
No,
Nerds are never gonna get the bracket.
they'll
Sorry.
never know. Sorry, everybody. We'll never be able to see the bracket
This
after
is
this.
not the actual tournament. The actual tournament is tomorrow. This is a
This is a
funsies
real
pro
tournament.
league.
This is the Pro League. Upper right hand corner scout, by the way, for Jayun. Upper left hand corner scout
That's
for
what I meant. When I
for
said
Raz.
this is funsies, I meant this is super serious.
Super serious funsies.
This is top tier capital E esports coming at you right now, ladies and gentlemen.
The bets in chat count even more because of the
Oh, yeah.
pride,
No, Artosis
and
channel
the
points are worth
seriousness.
their weight in gold.
the esports dollars also that are earned in the midst of
Oh
this.
my god, so many esports dollars.
Additional pylon towards the front. Looks like both players have opened up one gate into Cybernetics core. I think Raz skipped the initial Zealot here, where Jayun, in fact, built the initial Zealot. So initial Zealot should be able to blockade the ramp. On 4-player maps like this, big advantage with that initial Zealot is you can actually blockade information out, especially in situations like this, where you're having last scout. But with as large, that's the kind of interesting thing about this map is it's so huge that I don't know that there's going to be a massive informational advantage as a result of that first Zealot, because by the time this probe comes around, the Dragoon is going to be pretty close to being out, just because of how massive it is and how long the scouting pattern is. We do see, I'm going to presume this is range. We'll have to see if there's a cancellation once the scouts are denied either direction. But this does give, theoretically, a brief informational event. You can see the probe just gets in, is able to at least confirm the gateway
Yeah.
and confirm the Dragoon, but immediately has to turn out otherwise. But
Yeah.
at the very least, he knows there was an initial Zealot.
I'm not expecting any kind of crazy range cancel tech secret builds or anything like that in a kind of a match like this. Maybe in the tournament play tomorrow we'll see something. Look at that mirror situation with the probes and the goons meeting in the middle there and falling back. I gotta say, by the way, this is a hot take here, but I love PvP. I think, look at this mirror match. I actually even like it when it's mirror match, when it's mirror builds, because, I don't know, PvP is just, it's a really cool way to just see just sheer skill versus skill, you know? Especially if it's a mirror builds, then it's like, who can micro the Dragoons best, who can get their Reavers in the best spot, who can get the best shots and have the best arc, and it's just a very, I don't know, it feels like very pure StarCraft to me, but we do have a pylon getting set up. Oh, this is just a scouting pylon.
Scouting pylon, and we'll see if Raz does the same thing. Yeah, part of the challenge, we do have one gate robo on both ends. Part of the challenge of a large map like this as well is just scouting and keeping an eye and making sure your opponent didn't sneak a nexus somewhere out on the map, or also getting eyes and seeing, okay, if a shuttle comes out, what direction it's coming from. Raz, I think, is going to keep this probe out, and either he's just going to leave it here to scout this position, or he will plop down a pylon there to see if there's a shuttle that exits from the north. But in the meantime, this pylon...
Delayed probe scout.
A delayed probe scout. He's not going to... I don't think he's going to get any information. He's at least able to confirm that there's 3 Dragoons on the front, but very clever Protoss of Jayun's caliber will hold... actually, that was a big advantage, is Raz left that... was a little bit concerned about some pressure, so he was actually able to get down. He was able to confirm not only that there are 3 Dragoons, which lets him know that there's probably an additional gateway, but also able to confirm the lack of natural expansion behind us.
I wonder if at this point Jaehoon says, um, well, I know he's not expanding. Can I do some? Well, I'm not sure what else he would do with that information. He's already got the observatory, so it's a little bit late to like switch tech or what have you. But it is important to know because if you see your opponent has a nexus, that signals okay. Well, I've got a little bit of a tech advantage right now. I've got an arms advantage at the moment. Might seem attack quicker, but oh, the probe goes in. I don't think it quite got within range to see that nexus, but it's hard to tell.
Might have gotten the edge of it.
Follow up nexus from Jaeyoon. Maybe in response. Maybe he saw that and spotted the corner of the nexus and countered with his own.
This is really good game sense here on Jaden's part. He recognized that he was a little bit later on the observer, so he's going for a cutoff route
Oh,
and is able to
boop.
pick off that first observer. So he's definitely going to have an informational advantage, at least for this initial portion, because especially going for robotics here, what that's going to is, and it's a stacking effect. Because
Yeah.
effectively you
Hmm.
have that initial reaver out, you've got the shuttle to follow, and because you build the shuttle and that reaver out of that same facility, that means it's going to be a while before you have another observer out on the map. So Jaehoon can build those same tech units on the opposite side and get the information, see how many reavers are out there, see the timing of the shuttle, see how many gateways are part of the follow-up, and it's absolutely huge in this matchup.
Got
Right
another
now
gateway coming down.
able to confirm the second gateway on the opposite
Yeah.
side.
Still just like almost identical builds back and forth. Very, very interesting to see this happening. Um, again, I think it's fine. I like it when that happens, but curious to see if there is at some point a divergence in their strategies. But right now they're both looking. I mean, even the arcs of their dragoons are almost identical. The reavers are in almost the same spot. Pylon going down in the front. It's a nice little touch to add to your front just to soak up some extra fire if enemy dragoons come running in. But I think if they both know they're in the same place, there's a defender's advantage. So neither one's going to really attack unless they can get something done or figure out some sort of way to get an advantage.
So I think Jaehoon, just reading the situation, I think he's a handful of workers up, maybe 2 or 3 workers right this second. He is going to be a little bit down on raw unit supply because we got an earlier third gateway here from Raz, unless I saw cancellation in the midst of this. Yeah, should have an earlier third gateway, which means he's going to have maybe a Dragoon up or 2. Observer getting hunted down opposite end, able
Dang.
to pick that off to equalize the informational advantage, but we've got a shuttle
Oh,
making its way in towards the natural. Zealot dropped off. Is it going to be? It looks like that's going to be a dud.
looks like a dud. But he does have the speed upgrade. He's going to be able to pick up and go back into the main, right where they ran to. Drops out, not quite able to get a bead onto those probes. Second group of probes is in danger, though. Does he target the right ones? Oh, 6 kills on that Reaver. And that's going to be it. He takes out the shuttle and then takes out the Reaver. Loses 2 Dragoons as well. So that Reaver is going to be recognized in the halls of honor by Jaeyoon's faction of the Protoss with 8 kills and finally breaking the mirror setup of this game, getting Jaeyoon to a little bit of advantage. Now, I say a little bit of advantage, but advantage in terms of probes, but he also lost a shuttle and a Reaver. So Raz coming in here with a shuttle and a Reaver of his own. Dragoons are in place, but they're not enough to completely fend this off. Can Raz equalize the damage? Probes running, they're clumping up for this Scarab shot, and it is going to land, I think. Oh, it was hard to see there at the corner, but I think it did land. The second one duds. Didn't get a kill count there, but the supply count's about even. So I think Raz just traded back and said, "Oh, you killed 6 of my probes. I'll kill 6 of your probes." Might have even gotten 8 or 10 actually. I'm not sure.
Got a big hit there. Yeah, I'm not sure what we don't have the worker panel up, so we're not sure the precise number. He's also going to be able to clear out this pylon here at the 6 o'clock location. But Raz needed to get something done. He needed to press forward and make sure something happened because he was at an economic deficit. Got some damage
Yeah,
done right there.
it's a good call.
Right here, he's down 4 gateways versus 3 as far as the median production. Jaeyoon has gone up to 4. And the observer able to see the dragoons starting to flood out. So Raz going into a more defensive situation here. Now, something I've seen interesting in these sort of situations where it's even worker counts, where it is it looks like it's going to go towards a longer stage game. Some players will overproduce probes in this situation, and when it comes down to okay, you've mined out of your main, and now it's time to take a third, and you don't have there's that spot of supply missing. Sometimes just not having a few less workers can be a benefit. Although,
Oh, oh, it hit the one probe that was by itself. The second
not right
scarab hits a
there.
lot,
James getting
though.
caught out of position,
Oh, no.
but
But he's going in for an attack. Probes don't matter if you win the game. He's pushing into the front here, and he knew that Raz had just lost his shuttle, so having an advantage here, coming with these two Reavers in the shuttle, pushing in. Raz doesn't have any counter for these Reavers. Looks like he's got less Dragoons here as well. One Reaver is going to crawl to the top of that ramp. If it can land some crucial Scarabs down the ramp, maybe he can push this back, but he's already lost a lot of Dragoons. Uh-oh, Jaeyoon's Reavers are out in front, but there's just not enough Dragoons left to polish them off. Picks them up with the shuttle as well, saving them. Jaeyoon has complete control of Raz's natural expansion, and guess what? He's going to go up and take the high ground too. And,
lost that shuttle. That should be
yeah.
GG right there. Way too many Dragoons at the natural, at the main. We still have an active shuttle for Jane, so while Raz
Oh,
moving the Reaver across the
oh,
map,
I can't watch. I can't watch.
and
There's no more to watch. There's the GG.
so Raz taking the risk and hoping that Jane wasn't going to attack into him in the interim. Jane
Wow.
going for the attack, gets the kill, and that is going to be
That's a
a
3-0.
3-0 victory. So we're going to move on to Winners League. I'm going to drop off the mic right this second. I'll be back with you guys in chat tomorrow, and I will say GG to all of
Yeah,
you.
we don't know who's going to come over here, but I have to go as well, actually. So.
Yeah, so we're going to lose these two. I'm going to save my voice. I will be here for tomorrow doing the entirety of the tournament. We'll have some other people on the mic. Probably get Artosis in here potentially for Winners League. We'll see who we can hop on for you. But in the
Yes,
meantime,
Agburanar. This is Moletrap coming at you.
put Jayun on the mic. We'll see if we can get Jayun on
I
the
am
mic.
Moletrap. This is Diggity. Hanging out on Artosis' stream, casting some StarCraft. Like the old days. Artosis is playing, so that's why he's not here in front of y'all today. He's here in Seattle. He may make an appearance, though. But yeah, we both got to go. So
Yeah.
stick around, though. I think there's going to be some more stuff.
I
Not
need to
sure,
find
though.
home
Either
smack around
way,
so I can flick them off. All right.
yeah, we'll
Appreciate all
see what
y'all.
happens.
We'll be empty cam for a minute, but we'll
enjoy
we'll get someone
enjoy
on
some
stream.
dead air and some ASCII art.
Let's see if we can get home smack on the mic so you all can collectively rail him. Be right back.
I gotta go. Oh no, I just turned my shirt on because I didn't want the logo on the screen. Are you staying here or are you leaving? Well, it's not that I just want to change this things. How do you do it? Is there like there's like a separate? Oh no, I mean like I want to put the teams like the names of the teams over there. You're on stream right now. No, I mean so it just doesn't show the rest of the teams. My names. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So should be yeah. Yeah, Citizen. Now you're good. Gypsy. Who's it? Oh shoot, I'm on camera. What's up, guys? Wait, what is it? Sugo. Raz.
Yeah, I'll jump on with you. Diggity wants to take a break. I think he said he did
It's
so.
another team.
Do you want to take a break? Okay.
Stiker.
I'll jump. Yeah. Either way, it's fine.
All right.
Nice. You just gotta host the game, I think, and then what's the map? Polypoid's first. So just host the map. You're gonna want to sit there. And then just host Polypoid top versus bottom. Fire. Love that. Yeah, just for red and blue.
What's up, guys?
There's upstairs. You haven't gone up.
Hello, hello. This is Father speaking. Long time no see, chat.
There's a little like convenience store right across the hall.
Good to see you guys. It's been a while.
Yeah.
All right. How are you guys doing, chat? I was actually smoking outside, ironically. All right, we got a TBT here between Artosis and Gypsy. This is big time. This is what we've been waiting for.
The water town.
I'm privy to a little bit of trash talk that's been happening before this match. I think Gypsy's pretty confident about this one, but I know Artosis has been playing a lot lately. He's been... Ready? Okay. Here we go. So TBT on Polypoid. Nothing too crazy about Polypoid. Pretty standard map for the most part. Alright. In the top right, we have the legend himself, Artosis. A bit of a questionable SCV split. And in the bottom right, we have the up-and-coming Canadian Terran himself, Gypsy. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. Is that better? Okay, so these guys have played a lot. I think for the most part, Gypsy has a favorable matchup against Artosis, but I know that I was talking to Gypsy before this game. He was saying he was very out of practice on his TBT, so we'll see if Artosis being a little bit more privy to the meta game at the moment will help. How does the mic sound? Oh, it still says J inverse. How do I? We got Artosis. Oops, that's the wrong side. Jip versus Arto. Okay, that work better? There we go. Okay, so we got vertical spawns, so we may see a little bit of dropship play going on here. I know that Gypsy usually likes to open with Vulture play, while Artosis tends to be a little bit more towards kind of like tank Wraith type play. So we'll see how that ends up mashing up. I know that Artosis doesn't really like doing the Vulture mirror match that much. It can get a little bit awkward. Cool, sounds good, sounds good. All right, perfect. Okay, so we have a little bit of an early Rax, or it's not even early, it's just out front. It's not really going to have to commit to anything, but it does make the fly times a bit quicker. So after you build those first couple Marines, you'll lift that up and float it. And it does save it quite a bit of time not building it in your main base. The distance from there to there is quite a long time when it comes to floating buildings. Both of us are getting gas. To be expected. You also see the barracks up here trying to minimize that flight time. Obviously, it's not super important that you rally down here ASAP, as it is in other matchups. But yeah, these guys do have some history together. They have played a handful of times. They are, I guess we don't really have teams these days, but they do talk strategy quite a bit, being some of the top foreign Terran players. There's not a whole lot of us out there. I won't say us, I won't include myself in that actually, but there are not a whole lot of top foreign Terrans out there, so the few of them that are there do tend to be pretty close. Factory down for Gypsy, just a couple seconds before Artosis. Not going to be hugely consequential, especially because Artosis is probably not going to go for big vulture play. All right, come on, guys. I'm on Artosis stream. I'm not going to talk bad about him here. So we got this forward racks. Like I said, it's not going to really apply any pressure. I doubt he's going to try and do too much with this. He scouts the bottom right, sees that there's a Marine there. He's going to bring down 2 SCVs, maybe see if we can get a little pressure done. But Gypsy's going to move down, intercept this one Marine. It's already at half health. It's taken quite a few shots. It's taken 3. So this probably won't do much. 3 Marines and an SCV. Although with only 2 Marines down here, he could get a little bit of delay on this command center that's building. So we do have an opportunity to do a little bit of damage here, but it looks like Artosis is not taking advantage of... okay, here we go. No, no, yes, no, no, yes, no. He isn't building the Vulture, so he would have had a small time there to come down, kill these 2 Marines, and delay the building here, but chose not to. We got 1 Vulture, probably going to get an add-on next if I had to guess. Okay, here come the Marines. And so he targets down the damaged one, Gypsy does, that is, but he is going to have to retreat up to the main base, and this SCV is in danger. He's going to have to pull it back, so this delays the mining time a little bit, or the building time a little bit. We can see Artosis's command center came down a little bit later, but it's going to get offset by the fact that he has to delay his building command center. But here comes these tanks, so Vulture's not really going to get too much done. Maybe it'll snipe 1 SCV if it's lucky. Does not even look like it'll do that much. So overall, it was pretty solid. Artosis managed to even up the command center timing at the natural a little bit, but Gypsy does have the tech advantage with that first tank out already. Artosis is just building his right now. Not going to be hugely consequential, but I feel like that's my saying today, not hugely consequential. How we doing, chat? I've had nightmares about being on this stream, but luckily there's no text-to-speech today, so I'm immune from most of your guys' harassment. We got second factories coming up for both players. We'll see if Gypsy goes for that third factory, but it looks like he might be going for siege tank play, although a vulture did just pop out, so we'll see if it goes for third factory, if we're going to go for tanks and upgrades and all that. It looks like we're probably, well, we got 2 tanks out here already. We'll see what we can do with this. 2 tanks is really not a whole lot, but we'll see. He'll have to pull some SCVs to repair this tank. Here comes the second one, so Gypsy's going to have to pull back now. Just pressuring forward, seeing what Artosis has. By confirming that second tank, he probably knows there's not going to be starport tech, but here comes a mine with the Vulture. He snipes down the first tank. Second tank takes a big mine shot, and both of these tanks are still alive. So this may start to scramble out of control for Artosis. This one tank living with 5 HP. Incredibly unfortunate. If he knew about that, he could just come up and snipe it with the Vulture, but he's using the time to get down mines, which I think is probably the better play. Sacrifices a couple SCVs, but he gets himself back into the natural. Watch out. Okay, we got to be careful here. Okay, he's going to come forward. He's got 2 Vultures now reinforcing, but there are... Oh, this mine. Okay, this is a really... Oh, he's just going to leave right away. GG. A little bit of early pressure from Gypsy, just manages a snowball. Catches Artosis off guard. I was really worried about that mine. I thought that might have been doing some big damage, but unfortunate. Quick game. Maybe not unfortunate for the guys in the chat that aren't here for the 30-minute TVTs, but that's all right. Let me see what map I have to host next. What's up, guys? All right, next up we got Radeon. I don't know who's playing. Let's bump this up. It's now 2-1. Gypsy's team finally gotten on the scoreboard. What's up, guys? Hello, hello. My name is Father. I'm 26 years old. I'm not 18. All right, it looks like it might be Kaido versus Diggity. Oh wait, hold on. No, that's me. What am I talking about? All right. Next up, we got Gypsy versus Kaido on Radeon. This should be a good one. I was watching Gypsy and Striker play some TVZ earlier. Gypsy's looking really good right now, but so is Striker. Striker is just an absolute monster right now. I don't know if you guys caught that game earlier versus Gypsy, but that was a brutal game to watch from the Terran perspective. But, oh, hold on, let me actually fix the overlay real quick. Okay. And the top left, we have the blue Zerg, Kaido. And in the bottom left, we have the red Terran, Gypsy. Now, red Terran seems to be the default for most players. Most people think that red is kind of the go-to. Personally, I'm a fan of yellow. Maybe that's just my contrarian side talking, but for me, it's yellow. But we got red versus blue today. It's a little bit of classic StarCraft going on. And we have an early SCV for Gypsy. Oh, wait, never mind. He's just building a wall. I thought he was going to go 8 racks. But we're going to do the wall in at the natural. Real nice. Prevent a bunch of lings from coming in the natural once you get yours up. And on the other side, we don't see anything too exciting yet. Probably no early pool, if I had to guess. Although Gypsy is probably one of the only foreign Terran players that 8 racks is an appropriate amount. The deal with TVZ openers is that 8 racks is favored versus 12 hatch, and obviously if you just go regular racks expand, you're favored versus overpool. So you kind of have them both ways. So as a Terran player, it's up to you to vary up your openers. Make sure you're not letting them just go greedy 12 hatch all the time. Punish them with the 8 racks sometimes. And I think Gypsy's one of the only Terran players in the foreign scene that really does that an appropriate amount. But it's just going to be a little normal racks expand versus 12 hatch. Keep an eye on the gas and pool timing from Kaido. But no gas from Gypsy. It's just going to be a normal racks expand. How are you guys doing today, chat? You holding it down while you can't do the TTS spam? Okay, so it's going to be pool and gas at the same time. Pretty standard. Nothing crazy. Frankly, I haven't been keeping it very up to date on the Terran vs Zerg metagame, but from what I hear, 2 Racks Academy is not all the rage these days like it was back when I was playing. I think they're going for more of that like quick +1 4 Racks style, even against the 2 Hatch Zerg, but don't take my word for it. I'm very out of date when it comes to the metagame. From Gypsy's side, nothing yet. We're going for Depot before Command Center, which is a little bit safer. Gypsy not knowing exactly what's going on yet, so he doesn't want to just spring that Command Center at 15 and skip this Depot, because then he might just die. But he's going to get scouting in the main and see that that's not the case. It was just pool and gas at the same time after the hatch. Command Center coming down for Gypsy. And so this is where things will get interesting. We'll see what the gas timing is. We'll see if he goes eBay or Academy first. Got the quick layer on the way. This is a LAN tournament, so everyone, all the Zergs are going to be very happy to be using their Mutalisks to the maximum of their ability on this LAN latency. Not something that foreign players are very used to. Gypsy snuck 2 Marines across the map, though, and that's going to force an evacuation at the natural. We saw Kaido getting a little bit greedy, only making 2 Zerglings there. So Gypsy coming up and punishing that, forcing a little bit of lost mining time at the nat. And that's great. I mean, he didn't spend anything to do that. He was going to make those Marines anyways, so it looks like he gets a little bit of value for free. And now Kaido had to make some links to respond. Only 6 for now. Hopefully he didn't make any more. Yep, there's drones now. So it does look pretty standard. Gas and then second racks for Jip, and then the Academy. So it is 2 racks Academy. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't know what's going on these days. Sixling's not going to be able to do anything with this wall in. Second gas, and the Spire. So things looking about as standard as could be from Kaido. He's going to get 2 Hatch into Mutalisk for a little bit of early aggression with those Mutas. Now Gypsy's totally playing in the dark, but he got enough scouting information to know what's up. And here goes the drone to go take the third base for Kaido. It looks like he's going to favor this kind of low ground natural expansion, which is really, really frustrating as Terran. If you're not able to bust this, then they just get this one for free as their fourth. Usually they take the high ground as their third, because you can just lock it down with a couple lurkers, super easy. And then you come down and take this fourth later, but it's a little bit tricky to come down and take the fourth if Terran's really good, spreads out here, has a bunch of, sorry, it's the dragon thing, has a bunch of vessels here to irradiate as you try and come down. So taking this one is good as your first one. If you can hold it, like I said, and then take this as your fourth, you're totally set. 4-gas Zerg is just brutal. You can go a real long time into the late game with 4-gas Zerg, so that's what Zerg is all about in this matchup. Meanwhile, Terran playing pretty safe, scans the natural, sees a bunch of drones, sees a couple eggs, so he knows what time it is. He knows the mutas are about to pop out. He's going to get started on some turrets momentarily, if I had to guess. Then we have this first little group of Marine Medic. Going to put some pressure out on the map, but we already have a creep colony here, so chances are this is not going to be killing Kaido. First Mutalisk popping out, and we have turrets just in time. Just in time. So we have 2 barracks right now for Gypsy. He'll probably have to bump that up to 3 or 4 at some point before he gets his factory, but we'll see. Used to be pretty popular to just go 2 racks right into your factory back in the day, rush up to those vessels ASAP, but it's very risky. First 3 Mutalisks come out, obviously not going to be able to do anything, but just scouting, making sure that Terran's honest and building their turrets. And Gypsy's putting a second one in the main, and he's got 3 at the nat, and a second at his barracks. So he is very chillin', big chillin'. And you keep these Marines and Medics out in front just to keep pressure on the mutas. If Zerg decides to dive into the main, then you have the counterattack potential to force them back. So here come the first couple skirmishes. Gypsy getting some good shots off so far. Third base up for Kaido. And now he's posturing with these Zerglings like he wants to do something, but this is just way too much Marine Medic for Kaido to engage right now. He's got almost a control group of Mutalisks, so he's going to be able to pick off these Marine Medic as they move across the map. But we got third racks, and we got factory. And we'll see what time the second gas comes down at, because that'll determine if he's going for vessels or maybe for something like Valkyries, because we do not see a Hydralisk Den anywhere for Kaido. And we see a scan go down. He scans twice, does not see the third base, but he should know what time it is. This is pretty much the only other one that Zerg's going to take, maybe sometimes this one, if they're getting a little bit fancy with it. But Kaido's doing a good job of keeping Gypsy contained in his base. He hasn't been able to move out. But at the same time, on the other side of the coin, there has not been any SCV kills, and Kaido's kind of trying to dive in here with some Zerglings. He traded effectively for what it was, but this is not going to work out ever with all the Marine Medic at home. Zerg should just be happy to keep them at home, frankly. Trying to get ambitious with a dive-in like that is just asking for trouble. 2 starports coming down, and the gas is finished, so chances are he's just going straight into that vessel tech. I don't see any armory anywhere unless it's hidden down here. On the other side, we have a Hydralisk Den. So it looks like Kaido's playing very well. He's got his Queen's Nest on the way, so he's going to be able to tech up to high very quickly and match the speed of Gypsy's tech. Gypsy scans, sees the Hydra Den, sees some more creeps coming up. And Gypsy's really not had any opportunity to move out on the map. But by saying that, I've also said that Kaido has not been able to kill any SCVs with these mutas. So Gypsy's economy is just absolutely powered up right now. He has full saturation at both bases. He'll probably quit SCV production right now, if I had to guess, maybe one more round. But he should be done and just go full power mode from here. Okay, we do have an armory. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I guess he is probably going for those Valks then. That has kind of been the meta these days from the few programs that I've been watching. I'm continuing to scan the natural. He sees the Hydras just popped out right now. We'll see if he has time to build these Valkyries and move across the map with them. Most likely these will be able to finish in time, but we'll see how quickly this, yep. So these lurkers start morphing right now. These two will definitely be done by the time this army gets across the map with Valkyries, but it is a lot of Marine Medic. If he's able to transport this across without losing too much to these Mutalisks, and is able to get 2 Valkyries up here, he may be able to just bust through with only 2 lurkers. Okay, there's a third one. We'll see. Tries to split off a Marine. Not the best Mutalisk micro. Loses a couple Mutas for 3 Marines. Not great. Gypsy tries to split off a Marine here. If you're able to get vision away from your Zerg opponent as Terran and just split off like 1 or 2 Marines and sneak them across the map, it does a ton of damage if they don't notice it. So Gypsy's trying to get cute here since he doesn't really have map control. It didn't work out, but 2 Valkyries are now on the way. He's going to start clearing out these Overlords, and now Kaido knows what time it is. He knows he's in trouble. He's going to try and engage with these Mutas. I don't know if that's the correct play, trying to dive on them without any Scourge support. He's taking a ton of hits. Look at the health on those Mutalisks. Loses a couple of them deep in the purple, so Kaido really risking a lot there. He's going to have 5 Lurkers up in the natural, and he's got 3 stacked on top of each other here, so he's going to be safe for now. Gypsy's still just staying on his side of the map, not wanting to move out. Gives those first 2 Valkyries and doesn't really put any pressure on with it. So it looks like he's just going straight into Vessels from here. Okay, we scan, we see Lurkers coming up across the map. That's nice. We're not going to get caught by surprise by those, at least. And also we have this floating factory, which would be nice to spot. Those Mutas are so weak that they're not going to be able to really engage and take down that factory quickly. Going up to 6 barracks, 2 ports, pretty standard stuff. Got the upgrades coming along on the Zerg side of the map. He's going for Defilers, very standard. Scans coming down. He's being a little bit careful about these lurkers. He knows they're out on the map somewhere. He doesn't want to get backstabbed. He doesn't want to walk over hold position lurkers, and he's just going to go straight up and take this take this third, which is pretty solid timing. I know a lot of foreign Terrans are very scared of playing late game TVZ. They would just kind of be going all out right now, pushing across the map, trying to kill the third base or just bust the natural. But Gypsy's very confident in his late game play. He's just going to go ahead and take his third base. Not worry too much, although he still might not even know where this third is. I don't know if he's actually seen that creep. That might just be a visual bug on the observer side. We're going to catch all these lurkers out of position. Luckily, they're very quick and scamper away, but taking solid hits on some of them and forcing them to retreat. Coming across the map, denying all the vision from Zerg. Oh, big irradiates. We'll see when Consume is done. If those 2 irradiates die and he just jumps in there, he might have an opportunity. We'll do a little bit of a professional caster zoom out. But Consume has to be finishing up any second now. He's going for it. I don't see any scans. I think he's just getting chewed up right now by the lurkers. Oh, that was a little bit of a disaster. I'm sorry, I just hit the mic. That was a little bit of a disaster. I think if he had some vision there and was able to snipe those lurkers, that would have gone a lot better, but unfortunately he just gets all of his Marine Medic chewed up. Just not a great trade for Gypsy, but he is going to go take his third base. He does have a lot of bio at home, but it would have been a lot better if we could have just parked that big old army out here, claim some map position. But we go for the bust instead and lose a little bit of Marine Medic for our troubles. And Kaido now feels comfortable enough taking his 4th base. He's got more hatcheries coming up at home. He's got really nice drop defense laid out. Gypsy's going to come over here and probe this 3rd base, but I don't think he's going to have very much success. There are some stacked lurkers. But this is really where Gypsy starts to excel in the late game TVZ. He's got crazy multitask. He's able to use the irradiate. He's able to use the energy on his vessels probably the most efficiently out of any foreign Terran player that I know. So if he's able to keep up with this irradiate into the late game, he's going to be trading so well that I don't think he's out of it yet. There's only 3 lurkers right now under here, but he does get Darkstorm out. Valkyrie's actually coming in very clutch to just kind of clear out these overlords. The Marines wouldn't be able to get in range to shoot the overlords without the lurker spines hitting them, so Valkyrie's playing a little bit of a role past just Mutalisk defense. Double upgrades on the way and the Ultralisk Caverns, so Kaido's doing a good job transitioning into the late game. He's got a couple more lurkers under those clouds now. Gonna lose that Valkyrie, unfortunate. But 3rd base coming up for Gypsy, up to 8 racks. He's going to be putting out a lot of Marine Medic, and we got some drop ships on the way, which I think is a good play. There's a ton of area to drop in here, and if he just stays here with his army, brings his drop ships over and starts loading them up into the high ground, it's going to be tough for Kaido to deal with it, especially if he doesn't get a Nidus up here in time, because then we can just park a couple units up here and deny anything coming up. from the natural. Gypsy's getting real aggressive posturing, wanting to take down this natural third base, I should say, and irradiates this Defiler. Doesn't have it consume, doesn't have the energy to throw down Darkstorm. He is able to reinforce with one from his natural though, and there are still 2 more lurkers underneath that Overlord. So for now, he is safe. Making sure to deny another main base from Gypsy, smart from Kaido. Zerglings are pretty much free, so you should be taking advantage of those for spotting whenever you're possible. As I was talking about, this drop up into the main base is going to do a lot of damage. Not really much opportunity for Kaido to intercept it before it gets out. Oh, but there's no scan once again. An undetected lurker just doing way too much damage to Gypsy's army unnecessarily. We are going to get some fire bats in there, so maybe we'll kill some drones. Okay, so we clear out most of the mineral line, but once again, it's an opportunity for Gypsy to do a bunch of damage that is unfortunately prevented just by no scan being down, no detection. That lurker was able to just do a bunch of damage for free. So he's going to continue ferrying units up into this 4th base. There's still no Nidus out for Kaido, so he's going to be a little bit trapped in his 3rd base here. I don't think there's a Defiler on there anymore, so he's going to have to try and run units up this ramp. It's not going to work. He irradiates everything. There's only 2 lurkers here, and they both get irradiated. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to this 4th base anymore. So now we have to see, is Kaido going to be able to do something to kind of reclaim his position in this game? If he loses this 4th base, he's not going to be able to afford all these upgrades with the Ultralisks. And here we go. Gypsy's moving into the main. Kaido's trying to move up that ramp, but it's just not going to be enough. Lurkers go down, Lings go down. This 4th base is destined to fall. Unfortunately, there was just way too much opportunity for Gypsy to drop up here, and these 2 lurkers are just headed to their doom if they think they're going to get anything done. So we'll see what Kaido's able to do. He's starting to get his first Ultralisk pop out. I don't know the status of the Ultralisk speed upgrade. He's got 3-1, so that's something. But he really has to make something happen now. He's trying to move up with these Ultralisks, but unupgraded, unquick Ultralisks just aren't really going to be able to do much, especially without Zergling support. So Kaido's getting his 4th gas denied for now. He's really not going to be able to produce Ultralisks and Defilers and Lurkers and Scourge and all those gas-intensive units like he would hope to. So he's going to be stuck on these 3 bases for now. And Gypsy has his 3rd base fully up and mining. He's got bunkers here already. He's got his 4th base coming along. It looks like Kaido's finally going to be able to clear out the Marine Medic that's been up in his 4th base, but it may be a little bit late. A little too late, and he gets the Defiler snipe. Gypsy playing out of his mind right now, if I had to say so myself. But we got quick Ultralisks. We have Defilers somewhere. We have a Defiler right now. And Defilers, they throw down that orange cloud, that Dorito cloud, and units can't shoot underneath it, which is pretty powerful. So Gypsy's going to use these battle cruisers to try and clear a way for his drop ships up into the main base. Very smart. But frankly, at this point, when Zerg is on 4th, I guess he's taking his 4th gas again. But with the Zerg on 3 gas, you're really not that pressured to try and kill them. You want to just expand and continue increasing your advantage. Ultralisk going to deny mining down here for the moment, but Zerg does not have any flying units down here, so this command center will just fly off to safety. And he's really busy trying to deal with these drop ships. Only with Lings, it's not going to do much, especially when it gets dropped into the corner like that. Probably going to take out the spawning pool, starting to do some real damage to the tech of Kaido. We get to slip out with a couple of these Lings and Ultras for a counterattack. If there was a Defiler here, he might be able to shut this base down, but I just don't think that's going to happen with only raw Ultra Ling, although there's 2 Ultras here to help reinforce. We'll see what happens, but unfortunately, does not look like it's going to break through. The mining is a little bit overpowered. If you ask some non-Terran players, they'd have some strong thoughts about repair. 4 dropships coming into this time. Quad unload all over the hatcheries. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this may be a wrap. I don't want to call it too early, but that is a lot of Terran units in the Zerg main base. He's going to start losing hatcheries, going to start losing evolution chambers. We have a counterattack here with the Dorito clouds, so we got some opportunity to deny some mining. But he can kind of just run his SCVs over here if he wants. And I think that's going to be it. Clearing out the Spire, clearing out the Defiler Mound. Probably going to clear out that Ultralisk Cavern. And then what are we really making? Cracklings? They're good, but not that good. We borrowed a Zergling there on accident. GG is called. Kaido falls. Unfortunate game. It was very close, but it just really came down to that 4th base getting cracked. by the dropships. Well played by Gypsy. Trying to bring it back here. Bringing it to 2-1. This is weird. I don't know why this is not incrementing properly. I'm gonna ask what map. All right. How we doing, lads? We got Apocalypse up next. Weed Lord. Who's banning Weed Lord? This isn't the Artosis chat I remember. Oh, this is gonna be good, guys. We got Gypsy versus Jayun. These two have been lipping off at each other all week. They've been talking smack. Oh wait, Gypsy's gotta get ready. Cop. All right, we got Gypsy versus Jayun on Apocalypse. Jayun playing Protoss. He's abandoned his Zerg brethren. He's abandoned the Swarm. I don't know how I feel about that. A little bit of a cowardly move, if I had to say so myself. But that being said, up in the 12 o'clock position, we have the white Protoss player, Jayun. And in bottom right, yeah, come in here. Bottom right, we got Gypsy. I don't know, does this microphone work? You have to put it up real close. If you want to, we got tenderization here.
Yeah, oh geez.
We got a real true blue Artosis OG here.
Too
On
old.
here.
Too old.
Here, let's switch headsets.
Oh shoot.
All right, can you guys still hear me? Testing, testing. This might not be plugged in. Testing, testing. Okay, you can hear me. Cool. Perfect. All right. We got tenderization guest casting here. So I don't know much about Jayun's Protoss versus Terran, frankly. He goes a little bit more late game from what I can tell, but I haven't watched him play much lately. I think he's been a little bit more of a StarCraft 2 gamer, so we have a StarCraft 2 expert here to help us out, see how that might translate to Brood War play. Oh, hold on, let me update this real quick. The map score is messed up for some reason. I think it's 2-2 right now. Oops. Cap. Okay.
Do you get game audio or is it just me?
I think it's just you. That's all right.
Oh man.
It's really loud, right?
Yeah, can we turn that down?
Just take one of these off. Just pop one of those off. That's the only way I did it. Yeah, I don't even know I have these on. I can't hear anything. Okay, so Gypsy going for gas expand. He's not going for anything too greedy on the other side of the map. We have Jayun going for the Greed Lord himself, 12 Nexus. We'll see if he goes for 1 gate or 2 gate afterwards. On a 3-player map, I'm going to guess he goes for 2 gate, unless he really is disrespecting Gypsy like that. Okay, hold on. I got to get the mic back up.
I think Jayun in this case liable to going carriers, right?
Yeah, and I would say liable. This map, I actually haven't played on this map, but it looks pretty solid for carriers. There's a ton of walls and ramps and stuff to make it annoying. And also, 3-player maps tend to favor carriers, I have to say. So, hold on, alright, I have to put this back on. I have to eat this mic. But yeah, we're just saying that Jayun might go carriers. He's a big fan of carriers, and they seem pretty solid on this map with all the terrain and stuff going on. And yeah, Gypsy's going to scout first to C12 Nexus. And only 1 gateway so far, so Jayun is being a bit of a greedy boy. We'll see if Gypsy decides to punish him for that. You have to. Oh, he's going for Forge. Okay, so this is a little bit of a ladder Protoss build. 12 Nexus into Forge, he's going to build a cannon. And that should be enough to hold off any kind of SCV pull. But at the same time, you're spending a bunch of money on a Forge, a bunch of money on a cannon that you're not using to tech up. So a bit of a trade-off. Probably still Jayun favored, just based on how much advantage he's going to get economy-wise building all these probes earlier. We'll see what Gypsy does as far as if he decides to pull SCVs. It looks like he's pulling a few. 5, it looks like. And he sees this forge, so he should know what time it is as far as a cannon coming down. This is a really far forward cannon. Just going to intercept everything. And it's going to come down before these SCVs even get here, so I'm not sure what Gypsy's thinking with this. He does have to get some sort of damage done, I think. Only one cannon might just be enough to make that kind of a break-even trade. And the first Zealot's going to come and engage these Marines early on, so a bit of a disaster so far, but the SCV does catch the Zealot. Getting fortunate with the RNG so far. Okay, here come the rest of the SCVs.
The rest of the boys
So yeah,
coming in.
we're really gunning it. We got to go for this, and he's going to have to pull probes to defend this, I think. Cannon does a lot of DPS, but SCVs also have a lot of health, and the cannon does go down, and this first Zealot is on its last legs, no pun intended. And the first Vulture comes down. I think Jaehyun may have botched it. He thought he could only get away with one cannon, and he got a little bit ambitious with that first Zealot. This Vulture is going to be putting out a disgusting amount of DPS.
Cannon's almost no.
Yeah, it's usually not a good sign if the attacks are happening on the cannon before they finish. They're so low on HP. It's coming down to the wire here. First cannon goes down. Second one is gonna fall as well, and now we just have a Vulture here just doing tricks all day. He's doing kick flips.
How many probes does he have in the main? Oh, it's still
Not a whole lot.
Just
He's got 9,
yeah.
and so first gun comes out. He's gonna be able to stabilize here, but like Tinder pointed out, we're down to what, like 15 probes or something. Not ideal. But Gypsy hasn't even started his natural base yet, so he's a little bit all in here.
I think he pulled like 10 SCVs.
Yeah, he pulled a lot of SCVs, so it's a little bit closer than it looks, but Jaehyun's still heavily favored here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get we're just gonna run right by that cannon. We get one Vulture in the main base with mostly full HP, and this Dragoon does get distracted for a second. It's gonna be all up to this micro. If he can get like 5 or 6 kills, then he may be able to even it out. And he's just continuing to rally units across the map too, so it feels like he has to do game-ending damage here.
And one last one, all right.
Gets one last one. So in totality, we have just over a control group of probes, but Gypsy's going to go all in here. He doesn't really feel like he has a chance to just take an expansion. And I think this is ill-fated, only one cannon, but a finished cannon does a lot of DPS. It has a lot of range. He's going to pull back. I think that's wise. And just
has not started a CC yet. Okay.
Nope, he's just going for, I assume that's siege tank range, or siege I should say.
Okay.
And it might work. I mean, we only have 2 goons. He's getting his range now, and he's just getting a robo now. So if he goes non-stop with these
he's gonna
goons,
come up this hill.
yeah,
Okay.
gonna take some whole, shield damage on the goons. Gonna have to pull back, sees what time it is. Gonna keep making goons out of this. I think he may have skipped a goon here, which could potentially come back to bite him in the ass. We'll see.
Is that
This
a cannon in the front, or is that a?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that'll just buy him a little bit of time. I think those take like 3 or 4 tank shots, so that's considerable time. Jaehyun going right for the Citadel. I think that's smart. He knows that there's going to be lots of aggression coming, and yeah, just a second factory from Gypsy. He knows what time it is. He's got to make it happen now. Now or never, and these goons are dancing on themselves. They're getting a little bit caught up. We got to back up before this cannon finishes. We can't engage that, but siege mode should be finished. He's going to bring up this
There we go.
tank and start shelling down these cannons. And so these are really just here to buy Jaehyun a little bit of time. He just needs to get enough goons out to bust this. But we've already got 2 tanks, 6 Marines. I mean, that's not nothing.
And he already has an engineering base starting a turret.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a depot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going for a
Bunker.
we got a bunker.
Never mind.
But that's fine. I mean, we don't really have any. We got a Templar archives coming from Jaehyun. Jaehyun's really trying to tech up here, and he just doesn't have the opportunity. But he sieges up right in the range of the cannon.
He still gets the cannon. All right.
He gets it. He pulls back. He does not save it.
Wow.
Jaehyun, I think, accidentally dove for that tank, and it was beautiful. The Dragoon AI, for once, playing out in the favor of the Protoss gamer. But we still have a really fortified position here, a bunker. But Jaehyun's going to intercept these reinforcements. This is a tough. Gypsy really cannot bust these 3 goons. So we're going to see. He evacuates his natural nexus. He thinks he's going to lose it. And Gypsy's coming to the main base. He's having to build cannons in his main base, which is just a total nightmare.
And no observatory, right?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Only cannons for detection at the moment. So we are going to lose this natural, it looks like. Bisu over
Gets
here.
that one, yeah.
Clearing mines, no observer. Who needs detection? But yeah, we are going to lose this natural nexus, and now Gypsy feels like he is in a position to take his own natural, which I agree with. He can kind of just mine up this half, take down the nexus, take his own expansion, and be pretty comfortable going into the mid game. But we're going to run these vultures around to reinforce our forward position. I can't argue with that. Another goon goes down to a mine, and now we might be able to just go right in the main base. Okay, here's
DT
a
comes out.
DT,
All right.
but Gypsy sees it come out and he retreats it, so we're safe for now. We're gonna get a shuttle obviously and go for DT drops, but here is the eBay in the main, so if Gypsy has a little bit of foresight, he'll be able to deal with this. But this first turret does not go down in time, and it's going to be able to clear out this tank.
Oh,
He's going to try and
unless
drag it into
switching into
mines.
Ooh, unfortunate there.
Does get the DT, loses the tank and the SCV. But overall, that was good. We got rid of the Nexus. We know the DT is on the way, and we delayed it. And we know, I think he saw that when he moved in here with the Vultures, he saw this Robo, so he should know what time it is.
Is he starting any turrets in the Nat or in the main?
So far, none.
Nothing started. Okay.
He's got to do it soon because Shuttle's about to be moving. But we've got a ton of SCVs, so as long as Gypsy's able to stabilize, he's going to be in a really overwhelming position. And we actually move in here, so
he
that's
sees
smart.
he sees the shuttle for sure.
Yeah, and he actually tries to, I think he tried to dive it with the Marines. But yeah, he uses the Marines in the bunker that we're going to go down eventually anyways to just go dive in the main, see what's up with the scouting. Smart move. And now we got turrets on the way, and I think Jaeyoon went from a very dominant position to losing just because he decided only one cannon was enough. It was not enough. We're going to see what we can do with this croissant moving across the map, though. It's got to do some brutal damage. Next is just starting for Jaeyoon again. One good thing for him is he does have his Templar Archives, he does have his Citadel, so we're able to tech up pretty quickly when we want to, but he's going to come in here, see the bad news. Going to try and target down this turret, but eat a mine for his troubles, and then boom, there it goes. And I think we're just going to see a GG here momentarily. Maybe not. Maybe Jaeyoon doesn't know how far behind he is. But really, this was a dominating position for Jaeyoon. All he had to do was hold that all in. But there's the GG from Jaeyoon. He knows what time it is. So Gypsy's just on an absolute tear right now. 3-0, I believe, clearing out most of the other team. And I think it's just Striker left at this point. Did they play already? I don't know how this works.
This would be a rematch, but
Yeah, I don't know how this works. I'll be right back. I'll find out for you guys.
are we hosting? Let's see if we can update the score here. Oh. Sorry, is it tied up 2-2 and they're picking up?
What's the score, guys? 2-2? I guess those games were not official tournament games. It is 3-0 right now.
Okay.
My bad. Let me fix this. So Gypsy is just absolutely dominating right now. And we are going to go for retro. And I believe this is Striker coming up next. I don't know if you guys saw the game before that Striker and Gypsy played. I think it was streamed. But it was absolutely insane matchup. Went late game. Striker clutched it out barely, but he had done a lot of damage early on with some Mutalisks, so Gypsy managed to take it late game when probably he shouldn't have. Close game. These two are very evenly skilled, make some of the best foreign TVZs out there.
We'll see if Gypsy decides to go for another CC first, though.
Yeah, I'm curious. He hasn't pulled out the 8 racks either. I would be expecting an 8 racks sooner or later. We'll see if he has the balls to pull it out here.
Yeah, very dangerous, I think. Gypsy probably, I would say, more comfortable with the 8 racks than actually the 14cc, which may not be expected.
Yeah, the CC first seems a little popular right now. I mean, it's an insanely abusive build. If you can get away with it, it's just pretty unfair for Zerg. I do sympathize with my Zerg gamers as far as early game ZV2 goes. It's no fun. It's kind of like rock, paper, scissors, but you're like, even in the matchups where you're winning, it's only slightly. Yes, Artosis did lose to Gypsy. What's up, chat? I'm so thankful you guys cannot text to speech me right now.
Is it the full streamer experience that we don't have TTS? I don't know.
Yeah, we're not built like that. We're not built for the Mario spam. Do you guys still do that? I haven't been on Artosis stream in like a year and a half, I'm gonna be honest. Just waiting for Gypsy to hop in here, I think. Mario Erotica is alive and well. Good. Good. Glad to hear.
Guess we're just waiting on Gypsy here.
Just waiting on Gypsy. I
Oh,
wish I
he's
could.
back. He's back.
Oh yeah. Quick bathroom break. After you whip 3 people like that back to back, you gotta go take a leak, understandably. We can't show you Artosis right now. He's on the other side of the room, but if I could describe the room to you, it's a very long but small little classroom here, lined up with PCs. We got a bunch of nerds playing Brood War like it's the 90s again. Oh, I'm hot as hell in here. Wait, is Holmes back in the chat right now?
Yeah, where's Holmes, man?
Where is Homesmack? Why is he in the chat right now
We have
instead
a
of
name tag on a
instead
table
of
for.
at the event?
Yeah, we have a name tag for Holmes back here, but
Okay, we
nowhere
got
to
it.
be found.
All right, we're in here. Striker versus Gypsy. Striker playing to prevent his team from getting knocked out 4-0. So this is a lot on the line here. Up in the top left, we got Gypsy, and on the bottom left, we got Striker. This map, I don't have a whole lot of experience on it. I've seen a couple of TVZs on it, a couple pro TVZs, nothing really out of the ordinary, I'd have to say. Expert casting coming through.
Like the last game we saw with Gypsy, he really struggled to take a 5th base.
Yeah.
And not sure if this map makes it any easier for him here.
That's true. It is a little bit weird. I mean, you get this third base, and then you have another natural. That kind of works, but it's so far out of the way. I could see it being an issue. Zerg gets this third base kind of, but you don't really want to defend 2 ramps, so it probably just takes this one.
And it might be difficult here because considering the last time we saw Gypsy play Striker, it was, I would interpret it as an attempt to end the game with a timing. So I think he went for a 5 racks plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that was, if you struggle with getting, for example, a later game base, like a 5th base, that would be what you would expect, you know, to be the play.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't work out in this case. Sorry, the last time. We'll see if it works out in this case.
Yep, and Gypsy going for the 8 racks,
Ooh.
which I think is smart. Like I said, as Terran, it's kind of your obligation to switch up your openers and keep Zerg honest. Letting them just 12 hatch every game without charging them a couple drones. Not a good idea over the long run.
Looks like we're seeing the 12 hatch this game, though.
Yes. And these guys play together so much that even comes into play more so. Like if Gypsy was only a Rax expand player, Striker would just be able to kind of get away with murder with his openers. But because he does sprinkle on the 8 racks, he does keep his opponents honest. And so we'll see how much this ends up doing. We're sending out the double scout like normal with the 8 racks. You want to figure out where Zerg is ASAP. And it looks like he's foregoing gas, most likely.
Is that a drone scout from Striker? Yes, it is.
Yep, he's droning up here. We're going to intercept, and he's going to see the 8 racks coming across the map.
Yeah.
Not a huge deal. Zerg should know ahead of time anyways. But yeah, no gas from Terran. It has been a little bit in vogue to go for the factory follow-up from 8 racks and then go into like double port. But you'd probably want to like wall off your main if you're doing that, which Gypsy did not. We have a kind of back bunker getting placed. Only 4 drones coming out from Striker. That 5th one going to meet up with it, but it's already at half health. And 4 drones is a little bit light, I have to say. Usually you pull like 6 or 7, but he's going to be able to target down that bunker, the first one. Here come the reinforcement drones. Kind of setting up a flank here, which is smart. So Gypsy's going to come down with 2 SCVs, 2 Marines, and the little battle of micro begins. We'll see how many SCVs versus drones go down. He's going to start up this bunker again, force Striker to kind of move forward and engage him in an unfavorable position. which is smart. But so far, Striker has not lost any drones. We're starting to leapfrog those bunkers, but the first Zerglings from Zerg are just about to start popping out, and still no drones have gone down, which is a huge deal. You really need to start taking out drones to make this efficient as Terran, otherwise you're going to have to take down this natural, no questions asked. Starting to do damage on the creep colony is really important, obviously, and he gets the
Gets a
cancel
cancel
on it,
and
and he
that
kills the
drone.
drone, so
Very nice.
we're starting to get some damage here. Obviously Bunker not in range of the lair itself, but he's going to be able to keep kind of stutter stepping these Marines forward, dealing damage, taking pot shots on Zerglings and drones, and just being a general nuisance. And okay, not in range, fortunately, but you see all these Zerglings that Striker has to make. Those are not drones. So even though Terran wasn't able to kill drones, except those two, which is huge, he's kind of killing drones by forcing Zerglings. Yeah. Meanwhile, Gypsy's going into his natural expansion, putting up that bunker wall. Very standard stuff. And he's deciding to pull back those extra Marines. I think he's just leaving a few in here for now. He felt like he did enough damage.
Was that a bit of a supply block for Striker there? Oh, never mind. He's going up to almost 400 minerals for a moment there.
And he's making more Zerglings, which I find very questionable. He's going to take down this bunker, no problem, but now these Zerglings are just totally useless since we have the wall in at the natural from Gypsy. So we got 6 drones at the natural and about 7 or 8 up in the main base, so pretty light. And it looks like he wants to build another... Nope. That would have been big if he had to lose another drone there. But we're just going straight into the 1 racks into eBay. Because we know that the lair isn't super quick from Zerg, we're kind of safe to go for the quick upgrades rather than going into super quick 2 racks stim in range.
Yeah, you love to see it. The wall there, Gypsy, a graduate of the Nyoken School of Walls.
Yes. We are all missing Nyoken very deeply this weekend, but he is here in our hearts and in our walls. But yeah, that +1 gets started right away for Gypsy before the Academy comes down, so he's going to be able to hit some really strong mid-game timings. And we already got mining up at the natural. So, Gypsy in a really nice spot. Hydra Den coming down. I like this, actually. He's going to go for something a little bit cheeky. The Lurkers are... they're good, I guess, because you have these extra lings, which help them out a little bit, so that makes that choice a little bit easier. Usually we just go for mutas here and try and do some damage, but it looks like Striker has other ideas. No third base on the way. Ling contained at the natural for Gypsy. So Gypsy has no idea what's going on right now. He's going to assume that it's Mutalisks because that's kind of just the general assumption most likely, but he's going to be in for a rude awakening if he spends too much money throwing down turrets, and if he delays his factory for too long, we could be in for a world of hurt when those lurkers show up in the natural. And really, Gypsy has no way to get any information. He has no SCVs on the map.
He's starting the comsets.
Yeah, the comsets are just starting, but by the time those finish and the scan happens, the lurkers are going to be kind of on the way already. So he'll have a little bit of time to defend, and he's going to move out here with these first group of Marine Medic, force back to Lings a little bit. But yeah, we got a pretty committed Ling Lurker attack coming out from the Zerg player Striker. And this isn't really something that Striker is known for too often, so it may catch
I hear a canceled building. Oh, there we go. He sees its lurkers. Otherwise, yeah, he would have not have started.
Was there a scan that went off?
There was a scan that went off, but that bunker, I think, is a tell that he suspects the lurkers.
Yeah, so 2 bunkers coming down. That's going to do a pretty good job of stopping this, I think. And Striker's deciding to go for the third base. Oh, we also have a hold position medic here, which is going to be really annoying for the Zerglings. But Striker deciding to go for a third base instead of teching up. I don't know if you can really tech up here as Zerg, but I feel like his best strategy from here would just kind of accept that he's not going to bust the nat, get a contain here, and just try and rush Defilers, and then throw down a Defiler, a Darkstorm. But yeah, we got the cancel on the barracks from Gypsy on that 4th one, and he goes right into that factory right away. He knows what time it is. Okay, yeah, we got the Queen's Nest coming from Zerg, so he's going to tech up, and okay, yeah. We got some lurkers morphing. It looks like he's probably just going to take a contain here. I can't imagine that he thinks he's going to be able to bust that when he sees 3 bunkers.
I think that also that scan on the main Gypsy, was that scan on the main Gypsy? Oh, that was not where the Queen's Nest is.
Yeah, so the Queen's Nest is here, so yeah. Not sure if he saw that, but once he sees the contain being set, I mean, it's kind of just a natural progression from Zerg. You have to just kind of go for Defilers here if you don't bust. Right. So he's going to get tanks to push this back. And an unsiege tank does outrange a lurker, so he's going to be able to do that without that siege mode upgrade as soon as that tank pops out, which would be nice. And it's really just a rush to get Zerg like behind this bridge before the defilers come out. If you let a defiler walk all the way across the map and throw down dark swarms, you're just screwed. So Hive on the way, third base on the way, gas finishes. Got a little bit of skirmishing coming back and forth here, peppering these lurkers just a tad. Not going to be irrelevant, because this unsieged tank is going to have to push back the lurkers by himself. Without any mutalisks, the tank is pretty safe. Usually, it's a weird spot because the tank has to come micro against the lurkers while there's mutas trying to snipe it, but without mutas, Gypsy can kind of just plug and chug.
First tank is out.
First tank's out, rotating the Marines to get it down there. In the meantime, more Lings coming out, so Striker's pretty committed to making this contain work. I mean, that's an absolute ton of lurkers. We got up to 10 burrowed right now, and we have more than a control group of speedlings. So it's going to take a very long time and a lot of scans to get rid of all these lurkers. And Striker's just going to let them go down. He doesn't want to cede this position, which I think is smart. His real advantage here is in the positioning.
I think he's made a couple drums, started mining minerals at the third.
Yeah, he's got his gas coming. But still, the Zerglings on the way. So these Zerglings aren't going to do a ton of damage. Oh,
is he going to go in?
He's actually just going for it.
Okay.
We have over a control group of lurkers, a ton of Zerglings. Spine's doing a ton of damage, shredding the first bunker, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get much further than this. We have a bunch of Marines on the high ground that are ever going to present. He's really just going for it. They're going to go into the shredder here. Lurkers coming in. First wall.
A lot of those Marines were low.
Volley of Spines kill a lot of the Marines. But these tank
no
shots.
More scans? Are we out of scans?
This is unfortunate. We're just at 49 energy. That might have been the perfect time to come bust as Zerg. No scans, kills all the turrets, and now we have the natural completely contained.
I was fooled here too.
I thought that there was no chance.
Striker did not look like he was fully committed to the lurkers, but
yeah,
I was fooled there too.
I was fooled. I didn't think that he was going to be able to bust that. But the spines on the high ground Marines were really smart, and then there was that scanner that had like 49 energy when the lurkers came in. Really unfortunate. So this is pretty much worst case scenario for Gypsy at this point. I mean, he's not dead yet, but he's not getting this natural back anytime soon, and I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be a defiler on the way soon.
Yeah, there it is.
Here it is, creeping its way across the map. As soon as that gets to the natural with consume, it's pretty much game over. You see Gypsy doing everything he can. He's going to trap these lurkers, which is something. They're not going to be able to escape. And here comes the engage. Nice split from Gypsy, but those Lings come in and soak up a bunch of damage, allowing those lurker spines to go off without much of a hitch. Okay, so Gypsy's going to get this natural back. I was wrong again.
Yeah, being able to fight there before the defiler got there was nice.
Yeah, that was everything. He knew he had to throw away pretty much everything that he had to get his natural back. And he's probably going to try and move up and take these bridges, because like I said, if Dark Storms start coming out here, it's over.
Oh, Nyoken is here, but it's a shame he was not able to see the wall.
We got the big yoke.
Yeah,
we did have a wall here once. You can see the debris, the wreckage. So now that Gypsy has map control again, or he has presence on the map, this is getting a little bit dangerous. Is he going to catch all three of these defilers up here? This would be a total nightmare. He at least zones them out, knows where they are.
Things coming.
Pardon me. So yeah, now the slow march towards the Terran Natural begins. First Darkstorm, pretty far away. He's got a long ways to go. And he's going to get shelled down by these tanks and Marines on the way down. So he's got to reinforce this position. More Wigglers coming across, but he needs some Lings to eat. And it looks like he's been droning, maybe? No, here come more Lings. He's been all in on these workers, but it's going to be really hard for him to start advancing this position. All there is one lurker here right now. There's more defilers than lurkers. Not a position you want to be in. As soon as a radiate comes out, he's going to be able to kill this lurker, and then there's really not going to be a whole lot of aggression. Firebat coming out.
Devastating Dark Swarm there.
Yeah, it was a good Dark Swarm. But he's going to keep shelling all of these units underneath the cloud. Going to be 2 lurkers remaining, and I mean, he's getting to the natural. There's just fewer and fewer units from Zerg. Going to get this tank. Nope.
Oh,
GG's called. Yeah, he's just not able to get enough units to the natural. It was a really close game. There was a couple moments where it looked like Striker had it, but at the end, it was just that small army not able to get to the natural base of Gypsy. And so I think that's a 4-0 from Gypsy. He just crushed everybody. Crazy. He's on fire right now. Nyoken, you need to come here and stop him. You were the one to stop him at DreamHack Montreal back in the day. So I'm going to go check, but I think that might be it.
Yeah, is this the last game that we're on?
All right. It's going to be Radeon, and it's going to be Jaeyoon playing to save his team.
Are we on a match point
I
or?
think so. They were doing some weird thing where they were trying to like figure out who was playing based on
Oh,
match wins or something. So I think this might be the last one for Team Striker, and it's going to be Jaeyoon playing on Radeon against Gypsy. How are you guys doing, chat? This is like the prelude pro league before the actual bracket. I think the bracket's tomorrow, so this is just a little warm up, fun match. He lost his game to Gypsy in the pro league, but you'll get to see some more of his games tomorrow, most likely. God, I am burning up in here. I'm gonna have to unbutton this a bit. Apologies, chat. We're getting a little steamy. All right, Jaeyoon playing for the life of his team. No pressure. He was in a good position last game. He just had to hold that natural. Can we switch these colors? Okay. He just had to hold that natural, maybe another cannon, or just not losing as much hull damage on the Zealot would have been enough. But definitely not a one-sided game between the two last time they played. Up in the top right, Jaeyoon. Up in the top left, Jip. Yeah, on Radeon. It's kind of like a new Circuit Breakers, kind of. Looks like it.
there was
Um,
also a moment in that previous set where I think Jaeyoon was not anticipating how committed Jip was
yes. Yeah.
to actually attacking there because he did try to go across the map himself, which seems to indicate he wasn't sure if Jip was trying to just play it out or end the game there.
Yeah, I agree. Um, could have done a little bit more due diligence with the scouting, but understandably got caught off guard by Gypsy just doubling down on that all in. We'll see if Jaeyoon has the balls to pull off the 12 Nexus twice in a row. I'd prefer just to see the 12 Nexus into 2 gate, kind of normal stuff. I don't know what he's doing with that Forge nonsense. That's like a weird ladder noob thing that I play against in B rank.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the pro meta these days. I've watched a lot of pro games recently, and I don't think I've seen that. So
I also would not be surprised if Jaeyoon is just considering these to be throwaway games before the actual tournament and just bringing out the clown builds.
maybe it
Uh,
is a team. It is a
yeah,
team format. I
right,
don't think he throws team under the bus. I think he might just want to get an early advantage against Gypsy. Um, he might think he needs that to kind of pull out a late game win. But we see, ironically, a little bit of CC first versus Nexus first is looking like. Um, we'll see if Jaeyoon decides to go for the Forge again, like the little clown Protoss that he is. But Gypsy's getting away with murder this game. It looks like he's going to go for that command center first.
right.
Um, I don't think
Starts it
Protoss.
on 13. There we go.
Yeah, 13 command center. Not 14, not 15. It is 13, technically. I don't know how much Protoss is able to pressure this with 12 next. Probably not a whole lot, but you'd be surprised. Protoss is just kind of dirty like that. Barracks will come down next, and so this will just let Gypsy get into the mid game with way more SCVs way earlier than usual. So if he wanted to go for something like a timing attack, he would be in a way better spot too. Or if he just wanted to go take his third base and play a long game, he'd also be in a good spot for that. So the world really is your oyster as Terran if you're able to get the command center first off. There's no limitation on what you do from that point. And it is noticeably better than just a Rax expand.
So you're gonna get the first scout here.
Yep, Jaden scouts first. We'll see what he's able to get done with this probe. Jaden has some pretty good probe micro, but I wouldn't say it's like striker crossy drone level micro. So he's just gonna let these build in peace for now. Target this gas building one, which is gonna disappear. Boop. Jaden going for one gate into Cybercore, which is the proper response when you see your opponent going for command center first. You don't need that second gateway. You definitely don't need that forge. You can just go tech up right away. We'll see if Jaeyoon goes for carriers on this map. I would kind of doubt it. It's a little bit open in the middle. Carriers really like some terrain to be able to abuse. Gypsy gonna finish that bunker, probably.
And for those who don't know the history, I think Jaeyoon very memorably went carriers the last LAN where he met Chip, right?
Yes.
In New York. So I am interested to see if like he would be willing to show them in kind of a pre-tournament game, or if that's something he's saving up once again for the actual tournament.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's been cool seeing everyone at the LAN. I've been talking to everyone and kind of gauging how much they've been playing lately. A lot of them saying this is kind of the first time they've played in months, but a couple other of them saying they've been preparing heavily for this tournament. So I'm excited to see how that plays out in the bracket tomorrow. But for now, we'll probably be hiding most of the crazy builds, just going for 2 factories afterwards. We'll see if Gypsy decides to go for like Vulture Mine upgrades or if he just goes for tanks. One of my favorite builds to go for is Rax Expand, and then you get these 2 factories. You make 1 tank, and then you just go straight into Vultures. You make 4 Vultures with mines and speed. And so that first tank is enough to dissuade those first 4 goons, and then you go get map control with those Vultures. But since Jaeyoon went for the 12 Nexus, we may be able to just skip that tank entirely, although Gypsy's going for a 3rd factory very quickly. I like this. He may just be using this to go take a 3rd base quickly. I'm not sure. I don't play Command Center first very often. I can't say I'm well versed with the follow-ups.
Is that, let's see what this, that might just be a depot.
Nothing out of the ordinary from Jaeyoon. 2 gets and a robo.
Yeah, so it does not, the 2 machine shops and no armory makes me suspicious that this is not upgrade Terran, right? So my guess is some kind of earlier pressure.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Upgrade Terran definitely kind of fallen off lately. Protoss have just gotten way too good with their Reaver micro and with busting that 3rd base. We're getting that that 2nd gas quite quickly. So we'll see what Gypsy decides to do with that. Obviously need 2 gas to support double tank production with all your upgrades as well. And the eBay before Academy, before Armory. Oh, never mind.
Cancels the eBay.
That would be indicative of a more aggressive kind of push out. But skipping it for now, we're getting our first upgrade. I wonder what that is. And we're going up to 4 gates before your 3rd base from Jaeyoon, which I think is smart. Terran's able to kind of hit these crazy power spikes with the 12 Nexus or the 13 Command Center. And we're starting to get on the map with these 3 tanks. And we're probably just going to be rallying Vultures with double upgrades in the back. So putting on a bit of pressure coming out at 6:15 really, really, really early.
Right.
Jaeyoon is going to spot.
Oh, maybe he doesn't
I don't
quite
think he
catch
actually
it.
did spot it. He'll spot this guy coming at least. But if he doesn't move these goons out and just gets caught right at his natural, he's going to be in a bad spot. Pardon me. And he is trying to tech up in the background and take his 3rd
Base
base.
Arbiter, oh.
What's that?
That's Arbiter tech, but I don't know if that's the 3rd ace is starting yet.
No, not yet. I think he knows that he's about to be under attack and needs all of his resources for production. Only 5 goons right now. This is going to get absolutely smacked. He's going to have to run behind these pylons. But the pylons will provide a very nice choke that Terran does not want to enter. But he's going for it. He's throwing those vultures in there, trying to get mines down. Tank's getting good shots off, but also those pylons are just absorbing an absolute monster amount of damage, just chewing through
Oh, it
those
looks
vultures. And I think that Jaden's going to be able to break
Goons
out of his own
funneling
natural
through.
base, but he's getting a little bit ambitious here, losing a ton of Dragoons to those mines
Nice.
unnecessarily. And I don't think he's going to like this follow-up with these. Oh, okay. He wasn't able to skirt by with those vultures. If those goons took like one more step out and the vultures went in the natural, this could have been a bad situation. Gypsy's not letting up on the pressure, though. He still thinks he can get more done. As long as vultures are rallying across the map and you have these tanks, that's a good position to be in to do more damage.
Ooh, that one
Oh,
hits.
Chayu, no. You can't just be move commanding like that. And he's just throwing away another game,
Yeah,
unfortunately. I
really
think that.
unfortunate. Yeah, his obs was just too far back to spot that last mine
Yeah,
there.
and the thing about it is the army sizes are they were comparable, but as soon as vultures start breaking into the natural, it's just going to be all over. Like,
Right.
there's no way to keep up with this much damage. You're going to have... Oh, DT's coming out. Not... I mean... Okay, they do clear out the tanks. That is good, but
Yeah.
we're taking so much damage to the probes at the natural, and more vultures are on the
Yeah.
way. Breaking through. They might go up into the main base if Jaden's not careful. He luckily pulls that goon back in time.
Ooh,
Okay, a couple...
okay.
Okay.
Scary moments with
Those
those
DTs are
mines
absolute
there.
marauders. Okay, finally one goes down, but tons of probes going down, and it wasn't like Jaden had the craziest probe advantage to begin with, and it's just not, like I said, even
Right.
though that Jane was able to take out those tanks, there's still rallying vultures across the map, and small amounts of goons versus small amounts of speed vultures
Right.
with mines, not good for the goons.
I
So,
think now we're up to even factories and gateways, which is not where you want to
yeah,
be.
that's a good point.
Oh,
And we
now
got
no, 5 factories, maybe 4 gates actually. So yeah,
yes,
definitely not where you want to be.
not where you want to be. Jayon getting a bit ambitious trying to take this third base. I kind of like it, honestly. It's like one of the ways to get back in the game, but
Get
he's
spotted
it's gonna get
immediately, yeah.
spotted immediately. No chance that these probes are going to get down there safely. Unfortunate. Another game where Jane is in a really good spot and he just slips up a little bit on the defense. Gypsy's absolutely brutal with that micro, not letting up, even when it's looking bad. Jane is able to get up to that Arbiter tech fairly quickly. It's still not even 10 minutes in the game, and we get an Arbiters, so could be worse. No third base from Gypsy landed yet, but I suspect it's on the way. Nope. No, we're just going for factories, man. He smells blood in the water, and I think that's a wise move. As Tender pointed out, there's only 4 gateways up right now. And
Yep.
usually you want like 1.5 times as many gateways as factories. That's kind of the whatever heuristic. And so if you're minus gateways towards factories, that's not good.
From the way this played out, in the middle of the fight, I saw Jaeyoon go up to about 1,000 minerals there. And
Yeah.
from that, I would guess that this was not one of the builds he prepared for the tournament. We are not seeing like tournament Jaeyoon quite yet.
No. And Gypsy's going to take a forward position, not get caught up in his natural. You can build here, so may as well. And going to go take that third base on location, which is very nice. Saves yourself a lot of money, a lot of mining time. And Jane is really just contained on his side of the map right now. I mean, he has the army to move across, but he just doesn't have enough to defend all the positions. I don't know how that could do it, honestly. But these vultures being super annoying, picking off that pylon over time, forcing Jane to be everywhere at once. And in the meantime, he's just massing up an army at his natural.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal for Protoss. You definitely don't want to be even base with Terran. You definitely do not want to be even supply with Terran.
No.
Um,
Gypsy thinking this is the time to move across the map. Honestly, with only 6 tanks, this might be the slightest bit premature. I would have liked for him to wait for those last 2 tanks. But he's done so much damage to Jaeyoon here, and he's
he
staying
gets a siege
sieged up.
job, yeah.
As long as he doesn't move into Jaeyoon's army unsieged, he'll have a pretty easy time taking this out, I believe. And it's really not that many goons, honestly. There will be a point at which we can engage these straight on with vultures.
And there it is,
And
GG.
GG. Unfortunate. Jaeyoon once again in a really good spot, but just cannot hold on to that last second where he needed to, and falls again. And that means Gypsy goes 5-0, absolutely crushing everyone at the LAN on the day 1 or the day 0, I guess you can call it. Putting out a warning shot before the main bracket. I'm gonna go check in. I think that was the last game, but I'll go double check. Say what? Holmes Max says Cutie's out. Out. All right, so that was the end of that little prelude to Seattle LAN. I hope you guys enjoyed that Pro League match. Gypsy kind of just clearing it out 5-0. Not much trouble there. There was a couple close games, but I don't know if there was ever a point where Gypsy wasn't really in control there. So shows you how well he's playing right now. He's been practicing a good amount. He's looking like one of the favorites going into the main bracket tomorrow. I'm just talking. I think there's some G League games going on. We had the Pro League. We also have the G League going on for the players that weren't good enough to get drafted. We'll see if we can host some of those games. Jay, do you just want to play some games? I'll just host some games. I'm trying to get some games for you guys. We'll get something. I'll host. Yeah, actually, let me pull up the details about the tournament tomorrow. Ah, Jesus Christ. I'll pull up some tournament details for you guys, let you know what's happening. Okay, so there are 36 players, it looks like. It is a best of 3, so it's a double elimination bracket. Best of 3s in the winners bracket with a best of 5 final and semifinal. And in the losers bracket, it's best of 1 up until the last 2 rounds where it's best of 3. And in the grand finals, the winners bracket player starts 1-0 and they're best of 5. Let me find. Is there a time anywhere? Okay, yeah. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. main event starts. 11 a.m. PST. And that goes until 9 p.m. It looks like. So I don't know when the bracket's gonna start. If I had to guess, the stream will probably start a little bit after 11, but we'll try and get that rolling ASAP into the bracket. So yeah, 11 a.m. PST tomorrow it starts. It looks like best of 3 bracket for most of it, up until best of 5 with the last one. Yeah, it's gonna be a long day of Brood War. Long day of Brood War, and I will not be playing very much, but I'll do some commentating for you guys. Been too long since I've been in the Artosis stream. This is Father SC for the guys in the chat that remember me from back in the day. I have no idea what time finals will be, but we have the room until 9 p.m., so make your best guess. What's up, guys? I'm gonna try and get some players in this game real quick. I tried my best. This lighting is really showing off my terrible hair. Oh, we got Raz in there. Okay, here we go. Raz versus Range. This will be a good one. I will not be setting TTS to max. No, Cork is not here. Oh, hold on, no, I'm on the wrong one. All right. Raz versus Range. This will be a fun one. A little Protoss versus Protoss for you guys. Let's see. What is Artosis up to right now? I'll do a little bit of spying on Artosis for you guys. Oh, he's playing a game right now. Hold on. I'll give you guys a quick update on the Artosis game. I wouldn't dare interrupt Artosis when he's in a game like that. Okay. Protoss versus Protoss. Good times. We got top left Raz, bottom left ranged. Raz, older school, foreign Protoss player. Me and him go way back. We used to practice a lot back in the day. He's very solid, and I think he's been playing a lot, or not a lot, but he's been playing since I quit, so I'm sure he's continued to improve. Yes, him and I. Thank you. I actually I gave an interview once where I was referring to my business partner, and I kept saying me and my business partner. And one of the only people that watched the interview was my grandma, and she texted me telling me it's actually my business partner and I. Thanks, Grandma. Anyways, one gateway versus one gateway. It is the most standard of Protoss openers. I do love my grandma. And it's going to be a second gate from Raz and from Range. What do you guys think about this? A little 2v2, 2-gate versus 2-gate action. Gonna be a little micro battle for you guys. And we get a scout off from ranged. First, he sees the 2-gate, no gas. I don't believe you. I simply do not believe that Richard Simmons could possibly be dead. It would break my heart. Someone do a Joe Rogan checkup though. I'm worried about him. Anyways, still no gas from either player. Obviously, we're just going for some zellies. Okay, gas for Raz first. We'll see when Range decides to get his. Holmes Mac is camera shy. We'll try and get him on here. You want to come on the? Want to come say hi? Okay. Holmes Mac needs a couple more beers before he comes and says hi. But he reiterates, no cuties in the chat. Get out. Out. But yeah, no gas for Raz. Or sorry, no gas for Range. We are going for a gas on Raz's side. So this is going to be a lot of zellies coming out for Range. We got 3 so far. Traps that probe. Good kill. This probe managed to escape with its life. Okay, we got our natural nexus coming on. So this is interesting. We're going for super aggro zellies, and then just greedily take your nexus behind it. It's kind of looking like a PvT build. Obviously, you don't get the second gate, but same idea. Gasless zellies and 2 natural nexus. On the other side of the base game, Raz is playing a little more standard, getting his gas and his cyber core. Gas just starting now, so it's going to be 3 versus 5 zealots. Obviously, Range can't get anything done here, but he's putting on pressure, making Raz feel a little bit nervous. Maybe that'll keep him in his base for long enough to get this up unscathed. And it is going to be a forge. So Protoss really loving these kind of derpy-ass quick nexus into build some cannons, like they're playing PvZ or something. I don't know how I feel about that, chat. I don't know how I feel about that. But we got Range on the way. And some goons, I assume. First cannon coming up for Ranged. And I mean, cannons do a lot of damage. Zealots have a lot of HP and armor, so I get the synergy there. It's going to be very hard for Raz to break this natural. And it looks like Raz is going to want to take his own natural. So if he does this, he's just going to be strictly behind, way behind on economy. And while he will have an army advantage, there's not much he can do with it, seeing that there is a bunch of cannons in the natural. Okay, so Raz is going to see 5 zealots at this point. He should know something's up. Where were those 4th and 5th zealots at this whole time? And he's going to go around across the map to check it out. And when he sees the bad news, it's going to be sad news for the Raz. Takes that first cannon hit. He's going to be able to do a little micro, take some shots on the zealots, but they will just retreat back to the cannon eventually. So I'm curious to see what Raz's response is to seeing how far behind he is economically. I mean, this is just real. There's really nothing that he has in his advantage. I mean, the range is quicker. He's got dragoons, I guess. But we're gonna need to see some real damage to establish any sort of parity here in this game. You almost got me, Weedlord. You almost got me. Robo on the way, so we could see some Reaver shuttle shenanigans, try and even out the probe count a bit. I don't think there's any chance that Raz actually commits to this attack. But just in case he does, a third cannon is coming down from ranged, which, that's fair. He knows how far ahead he is right now. All he has to do is not die, and he's going to get a real nice lead going into the mid-game. I will not be turning on TTS. Thank you for asking, though. Unless I get the cash. If we can do a little side deal where I get the cash, I'll turn it on. But we don't tell Artosis, alright? Okay. Raz is going for it. He's trying to snipe down this cannon. You see how quickly the cannons fall. He gets one of them without losing too many units, so maybe it was a worthwhile trade. And it's only 2 goons on the range side of things, so he's not going to be able to press the issue, although 2 more come down here. Okay, another goon comes down from Raz. He snipes that one. The Zealot gets on the cannon, does a lot of damage. He's able to take out a couple of Zealots from ranged, but I think there's still too much left over. He's going to try and press the advantage while he has it. Does more damage to the Zealots, and he may have an opportunity here. Range backed up a lot. He had a small window there to maybe jump on the cannon. There we go. He's going to snipe it down, and now it's 6 goons against just 2 right now. There's a third one up on the high ground, but ranged isn't taking advantage of it right now. And a 7th goon comes in for Raz, so if he's able to just kind of stream these goons across the map and continue microing well, he will have an advantage, maybe able to turn that into a win. But that is 6th and 7th goon coming up for ranged and extra Zealots. So we see the power of getting that early economic advantage. He was able to spike up to 4 gateways really quickly, whereas Raz is still on 2, just getting his 3rd one right now. So he had a brief opportunity where he had a goon advantage, but was not able to capitalize, unfortunately. And now we see a very big unit lead for ranged. Big saturation at the natural, big saturation at the main base. But Robo is only coming down right now, so there is going to be a small tech advantage for Raz. We'll see what he's able to do with it. Army coming across the map for ranged, and there's no Reaver out yet, so we may be a little bit screwed, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe a little bit screwed. Yeah, Artosis did play. He lost a TVT to Gypsy. Maybe we'll try and get him back on here for another game. Okay, taking down that blocker pylon, but the first Reaver is crawling out of hibernation. Range wanting to press the advantage while he has it. Getting up in the middle line with those Zealots is really nice. But here come the Scarabs, and I don't think Range is going to be able to pounce on this, so this is going to be doing brutal amounts of damage. I don't know about this from Range. He really threw away a lot of his army advantage. He did kill a solid number of probes, and I think he was already at a worker lead, so he may think that was worth it, going to take his 3rd now, but I would have also just been happy with him sitting out there with his army, taking his 3rd base safely. Second Reaver coming out before the shuttle because Raz is in defense mode. Or so he thinks. On the other side of the map comes the 3rd base for ranged. We got probably Zealot legs on the way, and because he gets this mineral only base, he'll be able to boost up his gateway count, get a lot of Zeallies on the way. Now Raz is in a weird spot here where he really has to do some damage with these Reavers and shuttle, but if he ever brings them away from his natural, he's just going to get absolutely slapped. Miss Rally, loses a goon there. Not something you want to see. Kind of one of the things I've noticed since I've stopped playing as much and just been watching pro players is how few units they lose just moving their armies across the map. I mean, if anyone's played the game, they know how easy it is just to shave off a couple units here, a couple units there. But the real top of the line pro players just do not lose any units unnecessarily. Here comes the shuttle. We got 3 goons already in the mineral line. Oh my lord, it gets into the main base with only 6 HP. No, he loses a Reaver, but he gets a huge Scarab shot. Another big one for his troubles. This has to be like legendary. Okay. Oh my goodness! Okay, that was probably like 10 or 12 probes, and now Raz has taken the lead. Oh my lord. He's at least taking the the supply lead. I don't know if he's actually ahead because we do have that third base for ranged, but good lord, those are some huge scarabs. Huge. Hyooge. So Raz is going to take a little bit of map position here, maybe try and push up here to get his third base. Range moving across the map with an absolutely ginormous number of Dragoons. Even with double yeah, you probably can't engage this. But he's going to try and get this high ground, because if he can hold this high ground, it'd be a big deal. Wisely pulls back, though. He knows he can't engage into the pillbugs, into the creepy crawlies, whatever you want to call them. And he doesn't really need to, because he has this third base already up and running, up to 6 gateways already. And the 5th and 6th for Raz just finished as well. So you see, this game really did even out quite a bit after those scarabs detonated. Little spotter pylon. Actually, a lot of spotter pylons. I think that's very wise by range. They're very cheap and actually get a lot done when you see army moving across the map. You can go for some sweet counterattacks. And also you kind of block this base for a little bit. If they just send up a probe up here, it's annoying. Going back in for some more shuttle harassment, but I think he's going to be a little less lucky this time. Now, it looks like we're getting some late game PvP here, boys. What do we think about that? Oh! Nice move by range, moving across the map of this army right here, trying to intercept that shuttle, and successfully doing so. And yeah, so while Raz may have been able to kind of even up the probe count, there's just been so much mining going on here already. You see from all those mineral patches already about 100 mines, and probes haven't even gotten here yet. So do the math. There's a big advantage for ranged in the mineral count right now. But he's got to do some sort of tacking up. I mean, all he has right now is Goon and Zellies with the legs, which, I mean, they are good, but that's really not enough to deal with some AoE. We got to drop in the main base with some DTs trying to pick off the Artosis pylons. And we got a little guest caster here. Jim in the house.
Holy shit,
That's
you
really
can't
loud.
hear anything.
No, it's really loud. Take one of the cans off, yeah.
We gotta change this, man. You wanna go eat something?
Yeah.
Alright, so
After this game, let's
absolutely.
do it.
Yeah, that's why I came here.
Oh, just to get me off the cast?
I don't think anyone really. I mean, what is this game for?
Nothing. It's for the
just
glory.
Entertain. This is your big casting debut.
Yeah. I actually turned on the talk text to speech, but I
Okay.
funneled them to my bank account, so I'm making all the money right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. So
Well,
we're gonna keep
right
this
up your NFT alley, man. From one scam to another.
Yes, indeed. So Range taking his 4th base. He's maintaining this lead.
Clever combat. What's up, dude?
I don't think he's gonna throw
Just
it away.
commandeering your fucking cast, man.
Yeah, bro. Come
But,
say hi. I missed you, buddy.
Father met my grandmother.
This is true.
It was a really good time.
It was back in like 2019 too.
Back in 2019,
We have some history.
DreamHack, it was pretty sick. And now we're back here, guys, out stronger than ever with all the boys.
Yeah, there's probably like 30 people in here.
Honestly, yeah, it's fucking, it's awesome. It'd be so awesome if we could put a camera to see everything, but
Yeah.
you guys are missing out. Oh, none of you guys were invited. That's right. Sorry.
You are missing out.
It's only the elite cabal of NA StarCraft is allowed here. We gatekeep even the Europeans.
Yeah.
Only Australians are allowed as well.
Zero was invited, I think.
He was invited, he didn't quite make it out, but Zeski came out all the way from Australia.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, good day, mate, you know. He made the big trek.
Damn, I didn't realize how boring PvP gets if it goes late game.
Yeah, it's a pretty boring matchup. I mean, it's Protoss.
We're gonna have to see some serious stormages coming down here.
I just can't believe we ended up getting 2 legendary casters, Diggity and Mole Trap, man.
Yeah, and neither
Just
of them are
out
casting.
of nowhere, Diggity, it came with Mole Trap, and we're back to like 2007, 2006, man.
Good times.
I remember watching those guys cast SC2GG. Those were the time. You're too
Before
young
my
for
time.
that. Yeah, you
I'm more of
weren't
a-
even born then, man.
I'm more of a Falcon Paladin
You
guy
were like,
myself.
you were like playing Pokemon TCG and stuff, man. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here because
All
it's really warm.
Yeah,
I love
I'll,
you. You gotta keep casting.
yeah, after this I'll come get
Yeah,
dinner though.
absolutely. You can't let the
Kill the viewers down. pawn. Let's scroll through. Gypsy got a haircut? Yeah, he did. He's looking good. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be casting, right? All right, Protoss is moving up into the 4th base of Raz. I don't think he's gonna have much success moving up against Archons and Storm, but he's doing his best. And Reaver. This is like all the AOE possible. Oh, what's up, Dan? Yeah, getting a little ambitious here. Try to storm down that Reaver real quick, but in the meantime, he's going for oh, brutal storms, taking out a bunch of zealots. All the probes are gonna die, and I think Range may have found that crack in the armor from Raz. Was able to distract him with his attack up here, which I thought was bad because I wasn't paying attention at the minimap, and neither was Raz, and that's why StarCraft is a hard game. But it is all goons versus all zealots, and zealots, as good as they are, they do not have range. But he's probably just going to target down this Nexus and run away. Who cares at this point? You've done enough damage. Killed a bunch of probes, killed a bunch of Templar, killed the Nexus. Secured the 4th base. 4th base just going up now. Oh, and we're taking a Ninja 5th base up at here. Cool moves, guys. Cool moves. Should I say GG? I'm going to make an executive decision and say this game is over. There are probes now going up to the 5th base up in the top right for ranged. So the longer this goes undiscovered, the more of his own base is going to get mined out. If this does somehow go split map, God forbid, then there will be a few less minerals here for Raz to mine, which is significant. But we just need to see how Range is going to close out this game with only Gateway Man and not a whole lot of Templars. His army isn't going to scale the best, but he just has so much overwhelming army supply that I'm not sure that it matters. He's going to go up, poke around again, force Raz to reposition. This is not the engage that he wants, but he wisely turns around. Homesmack will show up on the stream later. He needs to get a little more sauced up first. He was getting nervous. He was getting a little bit anxious. I bought him a beer. He'll be back soon. Big storm's coming down from ranged, and it's looking like this is going to be it. Doubling up the supply, taking out the big goon army. Can I cast shirtless? No. GG is called. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Raz down to ranged. I'm going to try and sub out. You want to hop on casting for a bit? No? I'll go find someone else to pawn it off to. What's up, chat? How we chilling? How we doing? That's true. I think he was on the last Artosis land stream briefly. I played a couple games. I probably won't be playing the tournament though. Open mic. Want to try your hand? All right. This is Father SC signing off. Thank you guys for having me on here. It was a pleasure. Up next, we got Herbmon coming to stream some games. Herbie, my man.
Thank you for tuning in to StarCraft Brood War. Appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a good time because I know I am. I've been getting my ass whooped. But, you know, that's the way it goes. Ooh, look at the chat go. Hey, Herb, good evening. Good evening to you, too. All right, so it looks like we're going to have to figure out what the next game is going to be. Hold on a second. Let me see what was going on. Yo, Father. Is the K-League still happening, or are you just hosting up and people join? Random games? Yeah, host a game. Oh, I host it? Okay. All right, we're going with Polypoid. All right, Raz. All right. So, looks like Raz is going to be playing, so we're going to have a Protoss who is going to be his opponent, and Range joined. Ooh. Oh, no, okay, he's going to the Observer spot. He looks too healthy for a Brood War player. No, I just don't eat. Protoss eat their own pubes. That's pretty cool. He looks like a Ziz, but hotter. Ooh, ooh. All you criminals, low lives, all you scumbags, all you drug dealers. Protoss players, yeah, it looks like. Oh, no. Okay, we got Goose. Goose is going to be the Zerg player. All right. Is the mic working? Test 1 2, test 1 2. And got to please the guys in the chat. Oh, no one else is stepping up. All right, so it looks like we got ourselves a ZVP. Let's see if they are good to go. Go, go, go. Never ready. Always willing. All right, so we got Goose versus Raz. Zed vis Ped. Ped vis said. All right, let me adjust. Or let me get this going. Wait, is this? No. We'll go with Raz. Oh my God, what is going on? There. Oh no, that's backwards. All right, we're just gonna keep that. If it's not a QSEN, I ain't typing. And Goose. Oh, God damn it. That's what it's. All right, hold on. Sorry about the delay, everyone. And there we go. Score 0. We'll go with Poly. And then auto. Wait, what? Okay, no, we're good. All right. All right, so spawning on the bottom right corner on Polypoid wearing the red trunks, we have Razzle Dazzle. Whoa, 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 this mouse is crazy. I guess I'll have to use the arrow keys. And then spawning on the bottom left-hand corner as the blue Zerg, we have Goose. Mike, too close. All right, so I guess I don't have to inhale it. All right, Mike, not inside your mouth. I know, right? Volume hurt. Okay. Please eat the mic. I don't know. What do you guys want me to do? All right. So let me change up the mouse sensitivity because this is insane. There we go. All right, we got a Gateway Expo coming out from Raz, and it looks like we're just going to have an OV9 pool coming out from Goose, so it looks like both players are going to be opting for more of a macro game. All in. Oh, man. That's a lot of faith. All faith on Goose. All right, 11 hatch. Looking good. Probably one Zergling producing out of this egg. Ooh, look, cute little pro micro. Oh, is he gonna get it? Oh, he pulls the boys. All right, nice little deflection, but nice disruption from Raz. And we're just building pylons and probes. First, Zealot is out on the map, but not putting pressure because he's seen the early spawning pool. I think he's just hoping to force out additional Zerglings, but it seems like Goose is just going to sit back and take his third with the late gas. Oh my God, this is so fast. Does he get the probe? Does he get the probe? Oh, he doesn't get the probe. But if he takes his third, yep, and no gas, this is going to be a 973. Just calling it. Natural going to be going down. And let's go with that. Okay, a little bit more tolerable. Some Ghost 2 Micro, only losing one Ling, but doing a lot of damage to that Zealot. He was able to squeeze out a lot of drones, so whatever Zerglings he builds is not going to hurt that much because it was an investment for these 3 Zealots. So, question is he going to be able to kill? With the proper micro, these zealots should be able to win this engagement, but it seems like Raz is actually just going to pull back. Just doing a nice little check and just additional drones being built. We have 50 gas. Are we going to throw down a Hydra Den? No, we're going to go there. Okay, so a little late on the gas, but do we have the Cybo? No Cybo. So actually, Goose is in a great spot. But will he be able to kill this Zealot fleet? And the answer is no. Goose not overcommitting to the Zergling. It's a really hard balance, but he seems to be making it work. And he's putting on pressure. Wait, oh, what is that? Oh no, the Overlord! No! This is gonna hurt. He tries going, and he saves the Overlord with the Zerglings, but he's committing. If he loses all these Zerglings, the Zealots are just gonna push out on the map. But hey, man, you got to save that Ovi. Oh, ripperoni. Alright, Lair is on way. Nothing but pure drone production, but he's going to have to rebuild those Zerglings, and now we've got even a stronger army, double the size from the initial push out. 6 Zealots marching on the map. Cybo is done with the Stargate being put down, same time with the Spire. Stargate will finish, but Goose should be able to build Scourge in time to save the Overlord, but there's currently no Zerglings out on the map. And this is looking like a bad situation. Okay. Raz now committing and just completely ignoring the natural drone drill coming down, hoping to be able to buy a little bit of time, but that does not seem to be the case. And now the Zealots are in the main. Spires are tucked away behind the mineral line, so that's not going to be main focus. Spawning pool being focused. Good drone drill coming on top of the Zealots. They're not able to get all the shots off. Buying some time, but now losing the drones. This is looking pretty rough. Oh, you pulling the boys. Additional drones coming into the fight. But I don't think this is going to work. Zealots just laying waste to everything in the main of Goose. And, brother, this ain't looking good. And the GG goes down. Raz able to take the first game. Let's see if they do a rematch. Boo! Zealots OP! Protoss too easy. Hey man, I'm not gonna disagree with you on that. Blue sucks. Hey man, at least he's putting in the effort. That's all we can ever ask for. If you're so good, then where you at? Alright, so let's go with retro. I hate this map. Let's see if someone can make it look good. What's up, buddy? You are? Oh, you are? Okay. Are you done for the night? Or are you coming out? Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Yeah, I'll hit you up. Yeah. Is the parking good? Or is that a pain? Yeah. I'll figure it out when I get there. Yeah, I'm not worried. What's up, Spa?
Man, how's the stream going?
First game's pretty good. Raz just doing his little zealot push and being able to win off it. You know, the easy life.
Zealot life is
Yeah, A left
a
click,
tough
you're like,
life.
ah.
Tough life to lead.
Yeah. All right, it looks like Beckroll joining in, so it's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. Ooh, Raz is off racing. And all right, let's see if they're both ready. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. All right, we're going to go into the next match. Let me fix this over here. Oh, wait, what? Oh, man. Oh, cool. Can I? Oh, no, it doesn't go up that high? Oh, come on. All right, whatever. All right, it's there. So, spawning on the top left-hand corner of Retro as the Blue Zerg, we have Beckrel. And then on the bottom left-hand corner as the Terran, we have Razzle Dazzle yet again. Bloodbath, we might be able to make that happen. Yep, the record this week, just smoked pot all week this week. All right, so Beckrel getting the proper scout off, so he's going to be able to scout Raz right off rip. Raz, as a Terran player, he's decent. I would say that if the game goes sideways, I feel like Beckrel will have the advantage, but if the game goes pretty standard, I believe in Raz's just mechanics. So it should be an interesting game. I'm the Wish version of Artosis. Hey man, what else? I, I would say more of the Timu of Artosis, based off nothing. But all right, so we got a refinery going down. So that means we are going to be either seeing a 1 base 2 Rax Academy, or we're going to be seeing a 111 or factory expand. So this is going to be interesting. Hatch going down for Beckrel. No pool yet, and there it is. So just your standard 12 hatch, 11 pool, but hey, there's the gas. So we're going to be going for fast muta potentially. SCV going to be able to get the scout. I don't know if Beckrel got this, but he's pushing in a little too deep. Oh, okay, now he's pulling it back. I do not want to lose that first Overlord. It is bad news bears. And what this drone scout means, he didn't see the SCV push. So he's still in the dark, but good for him to pull back that Overlord. You do not want to lose that. Gas going down, spawning pool going to be completed in just a little bit. Marine pushing out. I'm going to tickle that Overlord a little bit. I guess not. Whoop. And here we are. We got the factory. So we are going to be seeing vultures. Now the clock is on Beckrel. He needs to throw down a creep colony as soon as possible at this natural. Unfortunately, how the natural is set, it's really hard to get that surface area that you want. You want to try to be right here, but it takes forever for the creep to spread. So hopefully he gets it down in time. Drones. No creep colony. He hasn't scouted yet. I mean, this is a late natural. That should be enough. Okay, the sunken does, or the creep does go down, and the vulture is not out yet. So this is actually really good timing for Beckrel. And honestly, the way this is going so far, oh, don't overextend that Overlord. Ah, get out. All right, it should be good. We'll keep him selected though. And okay, nice deflection. Pushes the Overlord out so he doesn't see the vulture, but the vulture is now on a coffee break, so we'll come back to that. Sunken is complete. Zergling's blocking the ramp, so there should be no run by. Machine shop going down. We should be seeing the armory, and then a second factory to get the Goliath production out. And we got three on gas, but the fourth one just kind of hanging out. Vulture scouts out the natural, sees that he can't push in, so he's going to just keep it back. Spire is down. It's going to be a little bit before those pop. No additional macro hatches, and the natural gas isn't taken just yet. He's going to be at a slight gas deficit. Bunker going down just in case if there's any speedling shenanigans, which there is not. But always good to check your boxes. Main undersaturated. That could be a little healthier. It seems like he's just focused on the natural. And the macro hatch, there we go. Transfer of SCVs. Is that the armory? That is the armory. So we are indeed sticking to mech. We are going to be seeing Mech Boy. I hope you boys like Goliaths, because there's going to be a lot of them. Vultures pushing on the map. There's 3. That, no. With the proper control, Raz could potentially push in, but it's going to be kind of dicey. Oh, he's going in. Drones instantly pulled. One vulture down, but two drones. Oh, double overlord. Oh, wait. Okay, that vulture took one sunken shot. Those lings could kill it. Oh, he gets another drone. The damage isn't really in the drone kills as it is just disrupting the harvesting right now at the natural. So honestly, I think that went in favor of Raz. And now we've got the mass turrets coming down. And it looks like we've got a 6 mutapop. Alright. Double fact. Armory not spinning. We're just going to focus on getting these turrets down so Raz can survive this muta push. And at this point, there's two things Beckroll could do. He could just go mass muta, or he could take his third and then continue mass muta until Raz throws down a starport. That's usually the timing as a Zerg player, is once you see the starport in a science facility, or yeah, science facility. Once you see that, that's when you need to start pumping out Hydralisk, but until then, mutas will suffice. And, alright, eBay lifting off. Barracks over the natural ledge so the turrets can get the full damage they need to do. And now it looks like we're starting to drone up from Beckroll. So once these hatcheries get going, the muta cloud's going to be huge. Until then, it's going to be a little bit of a standstill. Natural oversaturated. Main still looking pretty weak. No SCV production out of Raz. It seems like, oh, with two additional factories, and I think this one's going to be building two. So we're going to be seeing a 5-fact Goliath pressure. This is a really good way of denying the third, getting map presence, and then you can just expand behind it. So Raz setting up for a pretty powerful mid game, and Beckroll just kind of just doing his thing. A good map vision from Beckroll. Oh, we got Burrow. That's really clutch. So when you see the Goliath push out, you can dive bomb into the main or the natural to either do a lot of damage or just delay the inevitable Goliath push. So +1 attack finished for Beckroll. Armory is spinning. You got a decent Goliath count. I'm assuming this is for the Goliath range. Mutas pushing around look like they're going to dive bomb into the main. The main currently, oh, is there a turret under that eBay? Ooh, scan going down. What's he seeing? Okay, he sees that there's a lot of drones and mutas being made. Alright, third gas just starting to get mined. Really comes down to what Beckroll's able to do with these mutas. Right now he's just kind of scouting around, maybe looking for a ninja base, but unfortunately there's going to be none. Alright. Muta's finally pushing down. So I wonder if Beckroll's just going to sit back and wait for the push out, scout it out with the Zergling burrow, and then he'll push in. But as of right now, it's just still the standstill. Supplies are about even. Zerg's typically always behind. And, okay, good defense at the third, so it's going to be really hard for the Goliaths to push up. Oh my god, look at that. The Goliath train is real. This 5-fact Goliath is just going to produce so many units. And he's going for the starport already. Maybe once he gets the science facility up, he's going to push in or push out with his Goliaths just so he has some sort of defense versus the inevitable muta counter. No, more scans going down. And some more additional drones at the third. These mutas, they're stacking up, but Seems like he's being really patient with them. If Raz isn't able to do any damage with this, it's definitely going to go in favor of Beckroll. So it really comes down to what Raz is capable of. If he just sits back, it's not going to go into his favor because it looks like we're already going to be getting a fourth for Beckroll. So really, really doing the macro thing. Oh, he meant to click on the bunker, but he got his own Goliath instead. All right, the push out. Oh, no, no. Pull him back in. Oh, man, this is just a cluster. This is chaos right now at this ramp. Okay, additional macro hatch going down. Hydra Den is up. Science facility done. First vessel out, and it looks like a radiate is being upgraded. The burrowedling does see the attempt push out of the glass, but nope, still not pushing. And this is a really passive game. Yeah, no rush 20 for real. Oh, all right. All right, we finally got some movement, and he sees the glides pushing out, and mutas are actually going to go into the main. Good call. Oh no, he A left clicked. He's not controlling it. Able to get a couple Goliath kills, but he needs to push in the main. Is he just going to camp infrastructure? Oh, the huge irradiate going down. This muta is doing so much damage to his comrades. All these mutas are bruised so much. But he is going to focus down the armory. Only one repair. No. The units are getting all mixed up. Turrets are going to be able to kill all these mutas. Why are you attacking the turrets? No, get out! Get out! Oh! And just like that, he threw away all his mutas and wasn't able to really achieve anything with that. So right now, Raz should be feeling really good about his position and just push out on the map. Maybe go deny the fourth. That was brutal. That was a Muta massacre. Irradiate OP, am I right? He lost some supply? Yeah. Okay, Great Wall of Sunkens. But unfortunately, there's the siege tank. All right, so it looks like we're going straight to the natural. Hydras don't seem to be upgraded. They have the one attack, but their movement speed seems pretty slow. All right, engagement going down up the ramp. Just means Raz is going to have to hold back until he gets a siege tank there to be able to push in. And he's actually going to double expand, taking the 6 o'clock in the bottom right. Top right, getting some more additional macro hatches. It really comes down. Will Beckroll be able to stop this push? And it is not looking good. 129 supply to 65. Raz pushing his way in. Not sieging his tanks yet, so he feels really confident. Hydra's going down. Siege tank going to be start attacking the Sunkens. And the countdown timer has begun. What can Beckroll do? Maybe if Raz sends a single Goliath and just loses all his army to just the Sunkens, maybe Beckroll will be able to come back in, but this is not looking good. We have a huge bank of gas, almost 2K, and we're just going to backstab? Bold move, Cotton, and see if it works out. Anyway, we're taking the 3 o'clock as well. Raz is a madman. He's mad, I tell you. All right, once these Sunkens go, the Raz is going to pull the trigger and push in. These vultures seeing... Oh, cute little burrow. Oh! That mine. Man, this one siege tank doing all the work, man. He deserves a medal. Okay, a little bit of harassment at the 6 o'clock, but it doesn't really matter because we've got a double expand. And, yep, the Sunken's going down. Raz is pushing into the natural. Beckroll has no response. Actually, no, he built additional Sunkens on top. So he's playing kind of like a refugee Zerg right now. Just hoping that he can secure these hard-to-attack expansions and stay alive. But, man, this is looking pretty rough. It almost feels like a campaign level for Raz right now. Upgrades 1-1. Oh, losing a Goliath, 2 Goliaths. And just pushing in, not even attacking. Raz is like, I've got this. This ain't no thing. The double D-web. Nice. Defense matrix. Gotta love it. Still not able to do anything. This is kind of silly, but yeah, Raz will be able to push up, and he's going to be able to kill off this expansion. Small little fleet of Hydras coming in from the back. Mine just ripping them apart. Oh my god. This hurts my Zerg soul. And yeah, no transfer. And we've got additional siege tanks at the back. It seems like he just completely gave what? Oh, oh, we're back. Okay, that was a weird freeze. I have no idea what that was. Alright. 12 o'clock gone. Natural Zerg gone. Throwing away units. This is not looking good. There's so much gas. This is insane. Alright. 6, 7 fact. Are we going to see the eraser? Oh, yep. Here it comes. Will this Hydra do enough damage? No, no. Clutch burrow. Cute play. Alright. Yeah, this is Raz's game. But will he flub? Okay. One muta to rule them all. Some nice upgrades. 1-1. Nope, this turret will not finish because the splash will kill off the SCV. Oh, look at that. Oh, down we go. There's a little ragtag muta. Assault's going down. Some Ono turrets. And these mutas are cleaned up. So, yeah, it's not really much to say here. It's just Raz just slowly going around killing off the Zerg's expansion. 2 base Zerg versus 4 base Terran, never a good sign. GG's go down, and Raz is able to take the second game. Who's gonna stop Raz? Boy, I don't know how he did on his K League, but he's looks like he's having fun right now. This Zerg plays worse than my 4-year-old nephew. Oof. Your 4-year-old nephew plays StarCraft? That's awesome. Oh, Ozzy, get out of here. I know you're lying, bro. Anything you say, I just think of the opposite, and that's your true meaning. Zerg is probably a guy in the chat. Dude, everyone's a guy in the chat. Has Artosis won the $1 million yet? He won $2 million, actually. All right, I'm going to host up the next game, which will be, let's go Apocalypse. Let's get a headache from looking at this tile set. All right, seems like a lot of people are actually starting to pack up. How long do we have this venue for? I think we might have it to 9. Hey, Range. Diggity. Do you know how long we've got this rented out for? Yeah. Yeah. So, last game? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the last game of the night. I hope everyone's been having a good time. Tomorrow's going to be epic. There's going to be some great games. Sorry, what's up? To cast? Oh, to play. Yeah, go for it, man. He's sitting in the game. No one's joining. If you're feeling frisky, jump. Hey, that's what I like to hear.
I'll do it for the chat.
He's doing it for the chat, ladies and gentlemen. You better hype him up. Is Raz going to be taken down? I'm single and ready to mingle. Heyo. I have LOL to bet on. Where's home? Home looks like he might have dipped out. You're down? Oh, he's down.
What do you say? 2v1, Tartman and I versus Raz. Team melee.
See, I mean, why not?
Right?
Oh, let's
Bobby, make it happen.
oh, wait, hold on. Team Okay, I gotta host Team Melee. Uh-oh. This is gonna be interesting. Team Melee, there we are. Ta-ta-ta. Number of teams, 2. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What the heck?
All right. All right. Give me the guns, I'll do the rest.
Is it hosted properly? Alright, cool. Alright, so we're gonna have a 2v1 micro macro versus Raz. It's gonna be Goose and what, Pandora? Pandora's playing?
No way.
Oh no. Can we get more people to join? Are we gonna be able to get a 4v4? Yep, so Tartman and Goose versus Raz, Pandora, and anyone go? I have no idea. Yeah, the question marks in the chat. No one knows what's going on right now. Oh, is it exit? What is happening? Okay. So, go. I believe. Good luck, have fun. All right. Good luck. All right. It's starting. So, oh wait. Okay, it's just gonna be Raz versus Goose and Tartman. Oh man, Goose is he's really hoping that you guys support him. He's doing it for you. He's doing it for you. Remember that. Guys in the chat, unite. Oh man. So I think Goose is the macroer and Tartman is going to be the microer. Question is, are we going to go 973 or are we going to play standard? All right, so spawning on the 12 o'clock as the Blue Zerg, we have Goose and Tartman. Bottom left of Apocalypse, we have Raz. Balls up for Goose. Can we get balls up in chat? Funny Banana Man? Is that his Twitch chat name? I have no idea. But this is going to be crazy. I can hear the laughing in the distance. Everyone's having a great time. All right. Raz scouting it out. He's going to be able to get first scout. Spawning pool going down. Meow. Looks like we're going to be seeing an OV pool. And are we going to be seeing FFE or Gateway Expo? That's the question. Does Raz feel like he can out micro one opponent and out micro the other? Where's Artosis? Artosis is chilling, man. This is his little vacation. You got to deal with us now. All right, a little bit of a ooh, a little bit of drone micro. Okay, a little bit of damage going down, but the natural. I think this drone's intentionally just hiding. So right now we got 3 drones off mining. That's not a good look. Oh my God, he's going back to it. He's going back to it. Oh, he's gonna get the drone. No. Oh, whoa. Okay, that was a little weird. And we're going to be going Forge Fast Expand, so Raz is playing it safe. And oh my God, this probe is doing so much damage. Pull the drone! No! Don't put him back there. He's going to get you. He's going to get you. No! No! Ah! Oh, so close. Oh man, if you got that kill, I would have lost it. I would have lost it. All right, so Tartman is on complete control of the micro. And yep, able to get the probe kill. So Raz is in the dark. And it looks like we're going to be going for a standard quick layer 3 hatch. Gateway after cannon. Oh no, it was looked like it was Nexus Cannon Gateway. So a little bit more of a macro-oriented opener coming out from Raz. Second gateway or pylon, and yeah, we're just gonna be kind of hanging back. Oh, probe snuck by. They're really good at that. Tartman's gonna feel a little silly. Uh-oh. Yeah. What? What? Oh, then there it goes. All right, we got the 100 gas layer just now starting. And yeah, we're just going to be kind of a standstill for a little bit, just constant pro production and drone production. Both players, or both teams, I guess you could say, are focusing on their tech and economy. So, yeah. What's happening in the chat? Can you cast shirtless? Ooh, you don't want to see that, man. I got some hairy nipples. I don't grow hair anywhere but that. That's Hardy's middle son, Jason. Same. Fuck. I want to see that. Who knows? Who knows? You might. You just might. Alright. So Zealot pushing out. Tartman pulling a Zergling back. Just a little back and forth. Little tug of war. Layer finishing. Spire going down immediately. Stargate. Ooh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Stargate is already down, so we're going to have a slight advantage of the Stargate going down. We might be able to get an Overlord kill. There is one Overlord just kind of hanging out. Zealot going to be able to run by. He doesn't see it, so this Zealot could do damage. Wait, is he going to scout it? Is he going to scout it? Oh, oh, oh. What's happening? What? Oh, he's pinging. Goose saw. Tartman didn't. Are they talking to each other? They could. No ally chat? Oh, man. Tartman, go back, go back, go back. Ooh, Zeld's gonna do. And there it goes. Does he see that? No, I don't know. I saw it. Oh no. Okay, 2 hits. All right, a little bit of damage, a little disturbance at the natural. And oh no, pull the drones back. Pull the drones back, man. No. Okay, there we go. Wait. Ooh. Die, Zealot. Oh my god. That was so close. I was like 4 different drones out, like 1 shot away from death. All right. Corsair is out. No Scourge. Natural gas has taken with no Hydrodent, so that does mean we are going to be seeing Mutaplay. But we are supply blocked. Oh, okay. The Scourge just now coming out. Whoopa! Okay, we didn't waste any additional Scourge. So, got some good micro. Good micro. 3 Zealots versus 5 Lings. Cannon going down in the main. Ooh, that was so close. Alright, pulls back. Corsair is going to live. Are we going to see continuous Corsair production? Yes, we are. With a +1 air. So, Raz does smell that it's going to be a Mutaplay. So, this +1 is going to go into his benefit. Not able to get that Overlord. Doing a little bit of damage, though. And, yeah. Going back to the old standstill. I'm assuming these are going to be mutas coming out. Ba-boom. And there we are. 5 muta? Okay, okay. Evo chamber going down. All right. Hydra Den. Aw, yeah. We Zerging today. Play some res. All right. 5 mutas going in. That 1 cannon will be able to deter the mutas. Oh, but the natural gas is exposed. Corsair's out of position. Muta's doing a little disruption. No gas being harvested. 1 Corsair coming in. Where's the... Oh, what are we doing here, Zealots? Okay, 2 Corsairs, and it seems like Tartman's just going to pull back. Goose doing a really good job at the macro. Natural fully saturated, main fully saturated. And third is lacking, but just a few drones. It should be turning on the pure Hydra production. Zealot's got speed. They're pushing out. The +1 is done. Oh no! Tart man, pull back! The Zealot's going straight into the main, just completely ignoring the natural. Drone's being pulled, but they're just going to go back to the mineral lines. Rip. Oh, Rip going down for Goose. Tart man, what are you doing? 1 Hydra going down. All the drones being pulled from the main. But these mutas will be able to kill off the Zealots, but what can the Zealots do in the meantime? 1 drone going down. Does not look like he's going to focus any tech. And yeah, Goose is going to be able to clean this up, or Tartman. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. That is such a beat up Zealot. Oof. Oh, wait, no. Tartman was aware. And there he goes. All right, so we are following up with a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gateways. We are not taking a third. We are committing to this attack. Question is, will Team Zerg be ready for it? High Templars are out, building up the energy. What are we doing? No! Oh! You cannot be losing those High Templars right now. That is not good. No bueno. Some additional probes going down. We do have a good amount of Corsairs. And, okay, 5 Corsairs. Whoa! I love Zerg. Losing 1 Corsair, the rest pull back to the cannons defense. Mutas are pretty bruised up. We should be seeing nothing but Hydra production. And we are taking a 4th. That 4th isn't really going to be able to do much. By the time it's done, Raz should have a pretty big army. So trying to drone that up might be the wrong move. What Team Zerg needs to do right now is just mass Hydra. Hydra man. Oh, cute little play. What are we doing? +1 Carapace done for Zerg Air. Oh, wait. Oh, hey! Getting that Corsair. Tartman showing us some skills. All right, Zealots pushing out. Our Corsair count's pretty low. We do have 4 mutas still. Pretty bruised up. Will the Scourge be able to get another kill? Doesn't look like it. Supplies are almost even. 104 to 109 in favor of Zerg. Scourge. Oh, 2 Corsairs going down. What's up, buddy? Oh, yeah. You know I'm gonna be drinking tonight. You know I'm gonna be waking up with a hangover tomorrow. All right, engagement going down at the natural. A lot of Hydras. Oh, good storm going down. Another good storm going down. Pull away from the ramp. Oh, wait. Oh, that's so many Zealots. Tartman, what are you doing? You shouldn't be eating storms like this. No. But he is able to deny this pressure. All the High Templars are going down. Raz is going to be trying to take a third behind this. There's a lot of Hydras. But it doesn't really look like he's got enough to put pressure. So, nope. I guess not. I think Tartman's feeling good about himself right now. Let's see if he can do a little thing. A lot of Scourge, though. I think that might have been a mistake. A oopsie daisies, as some people would call it. All right. Scourge not really providing any use. Dragoon's going down, but these cannons finishing up just in time, and it's actually going to push Tartman back. Don't want to be losing those Scourge because they will help with the contain. We get these drones. Once Team Zerg is able to saturate this 4th base, it is going to be nothing but unit production. So Raz kind of looking like he's in a bad spot. Getting the scout off. Not really reinforcing this contain. So it's a little passive. Huge drone transfer, so this fourth is going to be saturated. So that is good for Team Zerg. A little bit of back and forth, a little bit of poke and prod. We should see a macro hatch come down. That would really help out. The income for Zerg is going to be so much. But, I mean, honestly, there's only one person macroing, which is Goose, so if that's his full-time job, I don't think he should miss a macro cycle. No 3-stack larva. DTD. Look at this teamwork. This Sunken's gonna do it. Heyo. Alright. Good map presence for Team Zerg. Contain going down on the big ramp, but nothing over here. Maybe throw like a 3 lurkers, be a nice little touch. One observer is out, so we could be seeing a push any moment now. If Raz goofs up on this engagement, though, I think this might be it. So, pure unit production. We got Zerglings coming out, really helpful versus Dragoons. And yeah, this is going to be an uphill battle. Can Raz break it? What do you people think in the chat? Oh, you need something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yep.
All right, Storm's going down. Good play, pulling back the Storm Lurkers so they don't get one hit by Goon. Ooh, High Templar pickoff. Man, oh, we're taking a 5th. Woo! That's a greedy Zerg. Maybe focus on a little bit more of the unit production, but, I mean, as of right now, it is going to be really difficult for Raz to push up this ramp. Look at that. That's a lot of blue. Alright, we're on 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 gateways, single forge. What are the upgrades? 1, 1. Okay, going in, picking off a Dragoon, losing 2 Hydras in the process. Small little exchanges. Okay, we do have Defiler Mount. Oh my god, if a Defiler can get his self all the way over here, I don't think Raz is going to be able to push out. Wait, do we get 4? Whoa, what? That's a thing? Oh my god. Just when you thought Zerg was overpowered, they get even stronger. So I guess the supply cap is at, I guess Zerg can get to 400. There's no way Raz can deal with that. All right, Raz pushing up. Goons getting a little clumsy. 2 lurkers go down. This is going to be really difficult for Raz to break it. The lurkers are just so much. Oh, man. Can we get some Uber Storms? Oh, the Swarm. Oh, no. Okay, that's a good Storm. But, I mean, the Zerglings are just going to be such a nuisance. And additional Swarms going down? Yeah, there it is. Not the greatest. Good Storm. These Swarms could have been a lot better. I mean, this is a pretty tough push. Yeah, once these lurkers burrow, it doesn't seem like there's any additional storm. So, ooh, I think this is game. Plague is done. Oh no, High Templar, what are you doing? Yeah, I just don't see it. Oh my god, look at the mini map. That's a lot of units. Yeah. Wait, are we going to go around? Wait, are we going to be able to get it up? Wait, no. Okay. Tartman's on top of it. Play going down. Dragoon's just losing so much health. Yeah, this is not looking good. What do we do? Reaver? I don't know. Oh, the plague on the goons. There's nothing you can do. Say GG. Oh, another plague. Oh. And we're maxed out for Zerg. The floods coming in, the cannons going down, the dragoons going down. GG is dropped. Raz taps out. Team Zerg wins. That was. I mean, I guess that's kind of what you expect. That the 400 supply cap, that was different, but that's going to be it. That was the last game of the night. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Zen, do you have any words? All right, we're going to be ending it with Zen, so give it up.
You go, bud. Shit. Oh, wow. Fancy with the green screen, too. How's it going, guys? Are you having fun? Hello, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Already starting off the bang with a ton of people playing some really awesome games. I think we're going to wrap up for tonight. Appreciate all you guys' your support for tuning in and watching some games. So we'll see you again tomorrow. It's going to be a really fun packed day. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be awesome. So again, thanks for your support. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care. Have a great night.